You're watching MITV, McAllen Instructional Television.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jay Gonzalez. I'm Superintendent of Schools for McAllen ISD. On behalf of the district and our Board of Trustees, welcome to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. We wish all those competing and performing the best of luck, and we hope all those in attendance enjoy the competition.
Welcome to the Sideline Football Show, part of Football Night in McAllen. I'm Jake Berry alongside Mark May, and we are here at beautiful DQ on North 23rd.
Yeah, Dairy Queen is in a partnership with McAllen ISD now. In fact, they've got the field naming rights now to the stadium, so it's now DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we're so happy that they're a part of us, we're part of them, both getting together to support kids.
Yeah, and that beautiful spoon goes right across the top of the scoreboard. So if you haven't seen it, you have to come out to see our beautiful field. We've got tons of attractions there. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, they've put in, a few years ago, the city of McAllen and the district got together, put in about $5 million worth of improvements, $3 million from the city, $2 million from the district to really upgrade the stadium that's now over 40 years old. And it's always been a showcase for the wonderful talent we have here at McAllen ISD, not just football, but also track, soccer, a band, of course, the cheerleaders. You've got all kinds of student groups that get showcased there at the stadium. And it's just a wonderful experience, lifetime of memories for all those kids, and we're glad that Dairy Queen's a part of that.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting this year. We've added another team in our district. District's a little bit different than last year. We picked up some PSJs. We lost Palmview from last year, but all in all, this district looks a little bit more exciting than last year.
Yeah, I think it definitely kicked up a notch in terms of the level of competition. 7 teams in previous years, now it's 8 teams in the district. La Jolla Palmview went down from 6A to 5A, so they've moved into another district, but you still have Juarez, Lincoln, and La Jolla back, along with Mission High, the Eagles, and then 2 PSJA schools, the Bears and the Raiders, are coming in against the 3 McAllen schools, the Warriors, Mustangs, and Bulldogs.
Yeah, and they're no slouches. You have to remember, at PSG North, Marcus Kaufman is there. He was formerly at McAllen Memorial as the offensive coordinator. He's now there. Coach Littleton's son, Will Littleton, is at PSG North as well. So there's some familiarity there. But also you've got PSJA, who has probably one of the best quarterbacks coming back this season, and Trey Guajardo. So they're no slouches in this district, looks like.
Yeah. The Bears last year got off to an 8-0 start. They were one of the best teams in the Valley, and then they, at the worst time of year, they went on a bit of a slide. They lost their last 2, and then their playoff game to finish at 8-3. So that sting has to hurt a little bit. They're going to be scratching and clawing to get back to where they were last year and want to prove that they could have gone deeper. But you mentioned Trey Guajardo. He'll be definitely somebody that will be looked at here in the Rio Grande Valley. Threw for 29 touchdowns last year, almost 3,000 yards. PSG North Raiders have a little bit of a tougher hill to climb. They were 2-8 last year, but they've got 13 starters back. This will be Coach Kaufman's 3rd year, I believe, so he's had a little bit of time to develop that program. So I would look for a much tougher Raider team as well. And their record's a little deceptive. I think they lost like 3 or 4 games last year by about 4 points or less.
Yeah, and some of them in the last few seconds of the game. So, you have to look at it, and they've been snake bit with injuries. So we'll see if PSG North can stay healthy. But all in all, this district seems very tough.
Yeah, Juarez Lincoln last year they went 6-4, a winning record, but they missed the playoffs because they went 3-3, and then a tiebreaker worked against them. So Juarez Lincoln will be bringing it this year. La Jolla will be climbing back, as will Mission, and then the 3 McAllen schools are all teams that are capable of making the playoffs. In fact, all 3 did make the playoffs last year. McAllen Memorial has won the district title 4 straight years, and it's been 5 years in a row that a McAllen team has won, with Mac High winning back in 2013, and then Memorial the last 4 seasons. And Memorial still the team to beat, I guess. They did lose a lot of people, but they got a lot of faces back, including the district MVP, Campbell Spates, a running back. who is only going to be a junior. He won the MVP as a sophomore last year, and it's hard to believe he's only a junior. It'll be his third year on the varsity, but yeah, the Mustangs will be really loaded on offense. On defense, they have some holes to fill. Mac High, just the opposite. They've got almost everybody back on defense, but they've lost some key people on offense. And then for Nicky Rowe, they've got kind of a balance coming back, at like 5 starters on defense and 4 on offense, including their quarterback in Jonas Ortiz, who got to start last year after an injury at quarterback, and as a sophomore, he picked up some valuable varsity experience. And so, you know, the Rowe is sitting in good shape, and Memorial's in good shape. Mac High is probably their defense is going to have to set the tone for them until their offense can catch up a little bit as they head into their season opener. But go ahead.
And one team we always seem to forget about, now we're forgetting about them, is Mission. You know, and Mission's going to, you know, another year under Coy Detmer. You don't know what you're going to get out of that squad just yet, but they looked impressive in the summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Mission Eagles. Yeah, Coy Detmer, when he was a quarterback at Mission back around 1990, took them all the way to the state semifinals under his father, Sonny Detmer, when he was the head coach there. And so, yeah, Coy Detmer knows how to coach winners and get programs going. Last year was his first year, but this will be he'll be bringing a lot of people back for that Mission Eagles team.
Yeah.
And we did catch up with, speaking of Mac High, we did catch up with Coach Kevin Brewer at practice this week to talk to him a little bit about the Bulldogs last year getting into the playoffs with a couple of tight wins near the end, and how that kind of helps them a little bit as far as a springboard for this season. So here's Coach Kevin Brewer.
We finished the season really strong last year. You know, we won our last 2 district ball games, tough, tight ball games. And then, you know, we got in the playoffs, and I think a lot of people had written us off, you know, about midway through the season. And the kids did a great job of fighting until the end. And we got in the playoffs, got some good experience for a lot of young players. So, you know, I was real pleased with that. You know, this year, you know, we got a lot of those kids coming back on defense, offensively. It's a lot of new faces. So, you know, that takes a little time, you know, gelling process and stuff. But, you know, we've had a great 3 weeks, and, you know, we're really looking forward to kicking the season off Friday night.
How does the district shape up for this year?
Well, it's extremely competitive, and, you know, there's not going to be any, you know, any weeks that you can chalk up in this district. Every week's going to be a dogfight and be a tough ball game, and but that's good. That's going to prepare whatever 4 teams come out. You know, they ought to be well prepared for the postseason.
I'm blessed to be a parent in McAllen ISD. My wife and I are proud and honored to know that our children, a pre-K student, kindergartner, and first grader, attend McAllen ISD, a district who earned the Texas Education Agency's A rating, the Post-Secondary Readiness Distinction, and the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas Perfect Score. A district where over 23,000 students are loved, nurtured, and educated not only academically, but socially and emotionally. If McAllen ISD is your district of choice, thank you. And if it's not, consider joining our family. My name is Dr. Jay Gonzalez. I've been a part of the McAllen ISD family for the last 20 years. I'm currently blessed with the opportunity to serve our outstanding school district as superintendent of schools.
All right, welcome back to the Sideline Show. I'm Jake Berry alongside Mark May. And Mark, this game tonight is very interesting because both teams are kind of enigmas this season. We don't know what to expect from either team because Mac High's rebuilding on the offensive side. And for Lopez, they're trying to replace a coach that led them to 2 straight playoff appearances for a team that hadn't really done much of anything prior to Coach Jason Starkey being there.
That's a bit unusual to see a coach leave after teams had some success like that. But yes, they went 8-3 last year, so they got into the playoffs. They're a 5A team, but they're still a very tough 5A team, and it'll be a real good test for Mac High. The main guy they have coming back on their offense, running back Christian Gomez, who's 5'6", 150 pounds, but he's very tough. They have a real strong offensive line, good experience there. So this will be a team that'll want to grind it out and really run that clock. So that'll be a good test for Mac High in this season opener.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see out of this Lopez team is much what you saw under Coach Starkey, because they were just getting their new staff in all the way into the summer. They've got 4 returning starters on both sides of the ball. On offense, they've got Christian Gomez, like you said, but their line is actually pretty big. 270, 300 pounds, 250. They've got some size on that offensive line, and you saw that last year in the 5As. They were able to move people around. Now, whether or not they'll be able to move the big boys of Mac High will be another story.
Yeah. And something else interesting. Lopez is in a 10-team district, which means this is their only non-district game. So they've got to work out all the kinks in this opener against Mac High, and then they've got district in week 2.
Yeah, and you look at this though. If there's a team that was built for a 10 game season, or sorry, 10 team district, excuse me. It is Lopez, because they have a big offensive line, and they're going to rely on them just to create holes and protect the quarterback. This game is really going to come down to the Mac High's defense against their offensive line, and whether or not Lopez is be able to open up those holes that they were able to last year.
And you mentioned that big battle, that key battle, the defensive line of Mac High against the offensive line against the Lobos. We talked to one of the defensive linemen, defensive end Mason Brewer. We talked to him at practice this week for Mac High, and here's what he had to say.
Last year, my first year lettering, so we had all of our old guys. They did a good job of showing me the way to get things done, basically, and I've done what I needed to do to carry that over to this year.
What are some of your team goals for this year for the Mac High Bulldogs?
Well, of course, we're looking for the gold ball, district, looking to win district and go as far in the playoffs as we can. Of course, I like to say state.
All right, welcome back to the Sideline Show. Jake Berry, Mark May. This game tonight, it's going to be interesting on many levels. Mac High is trying to find their identity on the offensive side. I think Lopez is just trying to find their identity with a new coaching staff. Last thoughts on this game?
Yes, for Mac High, they've got. You heard Coach Brewer earlier talk about new quarterback in Brian Garza this year. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of good potential. They lost a couple of key guys last year. Gunnar Henderson, who did everything. Offense, defense, special teams, a lot of production he had, but he graduated, so he's not coming back. And then Aaron Nixon, who's going to be a future baseball player for the UT Longhorns, opted not to play football this fall. So Mac High has a lot of new faces there. They do have some experience back on the offensive line, but yes, it's going to be one of those games, probably like a 14-10 kind of game here, especially in the season opener where offenses are still trying to find their sea legs.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. When you look at these two teams, it's going to come down to Mac High's defense, and I think Mac High's defense is going to be good, especially early against this Lopez offense that's trying to find their way right now.
Yeah, I think that's the key for this game right now. It's we mentioned Lopez is in a bit of a hole as far as non-district preparation goes. So is Mac High. They have one less game. They've been used to 4 non-conference games or non-district games. Now it's going to be just 3 this year in the new District 36A. So Mac High is a little bit under the gun also to get everything worked out before they hit the district slate. So both teams will have something to prove tonight. They want to kind of set that tone for the season, especially if you have young players. Like on Mac High's offense, you want to build up their confidence. So Mac High will be looking for a good showing tonight, as will Lopez trying to pull an upset on the road. So it should be a good game.
Yeah, we'll find out in a few hours. For Mark May, I'm Jake Berry. We'll see you for the post-game show. Mark's going to head up to the booth.
Ever see a vehicle advertised at a price you want and you drive over to get it and it's gone? Don't fall for those gimmicks. Bogus will give you a real deal, and 2 locations right here in the Valley. Come see for yourself. It's better at Bogus.
us a chance to get to know you better. Honesty, integrity, and quality of service. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
Falling too fast to prepare for this. Tripping in the world could be dangerous. Everybody circling as vultures. Negative, nepotist. Whip, hold me like a racehorse. Hold me like a ripcord. Break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip. Word upon your lip. Better that you rip. Break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes.
And here we are at DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium for this season opener, a non-district game between the Brownsville Lopez Lobos and the hometown team, the McAllen Bulldogs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna, and we're just about set to get started. This exciting game, a non-district game between these two, the season opener. And of course, Mario, this time of year, this first game of the year, everybody's undefeated right now, so a lot of optimism in the air.
That's a time that you can brag, right? We're undefeated. But there's a lot of excitement. It's still the first game. And yesterday we had a game here, and things happened in the first game that usually don't happen. And, there was lots of penalties and lots of things that the coaches have to clean up. But that's probably what's going to happen tonight, too.
Yeah. Last night, Nicky Rowe and the Weslaco Panthers met. It was a Weslaco victory. And tonight, McAllen, their first game at the new DQ Fan Field, going to go up against the Lopez Lobos. Let's get into the keys for tonight's game. How do you see this game playing out?
Well, to me, it's early in the year. One of the keys is the starters that are coming back from the previous year, and you look at them to provide the leadership, to provide the calmness and bring that confidence to the second key of the game, which is the kids that are trying to make a name for themselves. They were not starters, they were JV players, or maybe they were backups, but it's really important that the returning starters set the pace, provide the leadership, and then the young kids, usually the sophomores or juniors that are starting for the first time, give them that confidence and see how they produce. And like anything else, you combine that too, and they do a good job. And if they don't, Mark, then you have, which is our next key to our game, which is the turnovers. And last night, that played a big role. The turnovers in the game, we had 2 turnovers from Nicky Rowe that led to 14 points for the Panthers, and that was a big key to the game.
Yeah, and we see the McAllen cheerleaders there. Everybody excited for this game here on this August 31st, getting ready to get played here. The field is in the shade already, so it'll be fairly cool out there. It is a bit humid here tonight. Now, both of these teams, a little bit of in a rebuilding mode, but both of them were teams in the playoffs last year.
Well, we know that Brownsville Lopez, they are in the 5A, and they had a pretty good record. I do believe they were 8-3 But one of the things about Lopez is they have a new coach at Lopez that came from the Dallas area, but he does not want to change what they're doing. He wants to continue with the tradition. Last year, Lopez did a very good job on the defensive side, and we want the fans to be aware of that. On defense, they run a 3-3 stack, but they throw all kinds of wrinkles at you. They make it very difficult, and they'll throw anything. Sometimes they don't rush, sometimes they do. And that's something that might be hard on the new quarterback for the McAllen Bulldogs, correct?
Yeah, Brian Garza. Yeah, he'll be the new quarterback this year. A junior, as we see the McAllen Bulldogs coming out onto the field. The Bulldogs were in the playoffs last year and have a lot of the starters back on defense, but on offense, they've got a lot of new faces. As we mentioned, new quarterback in Brian Garza. Of course, the player who was kind of their offense and defense and special teams last year is a big force on all three. Gunnar Henderson is out, and they'll have to find a way to replace his production.
That's not easy when you have one of those kind of kids that they don't come often. But they do have a newcomer that people have been telling me that might be a player to watch, and he is Octavian Lewis. So we're going to have to keep an eye on him as one of the running backs.
And there we see the Dairy Queen Mr. Blizzard mascot there in the background. He's going to be a staple here at DQ Fan Field, and I believe they have a lot of promotions planned. That is Dairy Queen giving out coupons and T-shirts and things like that. We'll probably see that a little bit later on tonight. And you talk about Lopez, 8-3, a playoff team from last year, and but yeah, they have a new coach in Armando Gutierrez. That's a little bit unusual to see a team with a track record like that have to go get a new coach, but that's where they are. And I think they have about 4 starters back on offense and 4 on defense, so they've got some new faces out there too. So it'll be some question marks out there for the Lopez team and for the McAllen team. And I think Lopez, though, defensively, we know what kind of reputation they have, though.
I think that's the strength of their team. What they like to do on offense is just don't make turnovers. Take what they give you, but let your defense create turnovers, which sometimes leads to good field position. And that's what Coach Gutierrez was talking about earlier today when I was on the field.
McAllen players are out there right now. They're about to do the alma mater for Lopez, followed by the alma mater for McAllen High School. You can see the student councils for the 2 respective schools. The students had just met at midfield, exchanging some gifts, and now they'll both head back to their respective sidelines. There's the McAllen contingent right there. And they'll also be recognizing a Veteran of the Week here in a moment, right before the national anthem. That's something that they do every home game, whether it's for the Bulldogs, Mustangs, or Warriors. They recognize a Veteran of the Week who is usually an employee in our McAllen ISD schools. Sometimes, like last night, it was the father of one of the students from Rowe High School. Other times it's been like the father of an employee around, but it's really good to recognize our veterans out there, especially in a place that's, a stadium that's recognizes veterans. The name is Veterans Memorial.
Well, here on DQ Fan Field, is this the first year?
Yeah, this is the first year of the new partnership between Dairy Queen and McAllen ISD. In fact, they had a press conference just yesterday, Thursday, August the 30th, in which the Dairy Queen and Mr. Robert Lozano, who owns about 30 Dairy Queen restaurants throughout the Rio Grande Valley and also all the way up the coastal bend to Corpus Christi. And, his children went to McAllen ISD schools, he and his wife, lovely wife Lori. And they were here, and they also had Dr. Gonzalez, our superintendent, was here to make that announcement of that partnership. So it's glad to have them as part of our family. It's kind of like a marriage as we take a look at the McAllen Bulldogs season schedule. Of course, they're opening with the Lobos here tonight, and then they have 2 more non-district games against Edinburgh North and the Harlingen South Hawks. And then they'll be off for a week before they start on the district schedule against the Nicky Rowe Warriors. That'll be September 28th. And then they've got Mission La Jolla Memorial, and then a newcomer to District 36A, the PSJA Bears, and then La Jolla Juarez Lincoln Huskies on Friday, November the 2nd, and they'll finish up on a Thursday, that is finish up the regular season, against another newcomer to the district, the PSJA North Raiders. And one team you see missing from the schedule that's been there for several years is La Jolla Palmview. Palmview, after the UIL reconfiguration, is now in Class 5A. So they're in a new district.
A very interesting schedule, Mark. As you know, there's 5 games on Thursday that they're going to be playing.
Yeah, and the Thursday games are kind of exciting because those are games we can bring live to our audience. So you'll see them on McAllen ISD Facebook and the McAllen ISD home webpage, which is McAllenISD.org, and you can see those games live if they're a Thursday night. UIO rules don't allow us to bring you Friday night games to you live in terms of the video, but you can listen to the audio. So you might be able to hear us live right this second, just the audio. So it's kind of like a radio broadcast when it's live. But once the game is over, about an hour after the game ends, the video is allowed to be released to the public, and so you can watch the game to your heart's content. Watch it on an on-demand basis starting late tonight.
I got some phone calls today, and they were kind of teasing me, saying, "Hey, you guys, what are y'all trying to be, an ESPN or an NBC Sports?" That they were really excited that we try to bring the game to the biggest level. And of course, it's teamwork, Mark. Mm-hmm. For us, we're up here in the booth as commentators, and you're the play-by-play guy. But you think about it, Mark, when you think about it, it's all the crew out there, the camera people, the directors, everybody working together. And that's what made us, and I'm proud of this, this accomplishment that last year we competed in the Best of the State award, and can you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Oh,
since
yes.
You were there for that presentation.
That's right. Yeah, I got to be there when they announced it. But yes, the organization, the Texas School Public Relations Association, which is kind of public information people for school districts across the state of Texas, they have an annual awards ceremony at an annual conference that they do every February. And one of their categories is Best Live Sports Event. And McAllen ISD won that award. It's a statewide award last year. It's, I believe, the second time McAllen ISD has won it. So, yeah, we're awfully proud of that. We have a really good crew from MITV. We have student assistants that help us, kind of that next generation of television production enthusiasts. And we're glad to have them aboard as well. And so they're the ones manning the cameras here tonight. You can see the fans are happy. There's Big Mac right there. Lady Mac is out there. They have two mascots for the Bulldogs. The Mr. Blizzard is out there somewhere too on the sideline for Dairy Queen. So real happy to have all these people here.
I hope Mr. Blizzard doesn't forget about us when there's some door prizes out there. We wouldn't mind getting a couple.
I don't know
of
if they can throw ice creams all the way up to the press box. So that'd be a heck of a heave. Need to get a shot put artist or a javelin thrower to
we have
make
to
that
find
one
a way to bring them up here. Maybe tell them that we want to interview them or something. But it's really all about it's all about the Blizzard and all the good stuff that they have over there. And here's our Veteran of the Week, Mark.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about this a moment ago. Our Veteran of the Week, this Mr. Adrian Lara. He is a instructional aide, teacher's aide, over at McAllen High School and served for 8 years in the U.S. Marines. He was a sergeant, and we certainly appreciate him as his lovely wife and his child there. I believe Rosie, his wife, and they've got their child with them. And so, yeah, we appreciate everything he does.
And he was dedicated to his country, Mark. Anytime he served 8 years.
And they're bringing out the ROTC color guard right now. They're about to play our national anthem.
The program is under the direction of Captain Raul Mundia. The battalion commander is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel.
You can hear them announcing the members of the color guard. They have the U.S. flag, the Texas flag, and the Bulldog Battalion colors.
Again, would everybody please remain standing?
And so we'll pause for our national anthem.
For the playing of our national anthem.
Sung by McAllen choir member and all-region choir member Stephanie Famat. She's on the 10-yard line on the north side. 10-yard line north side.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
Outstanding. And my apologies, I had her first name incorrect. It's Cassandra Famat. Cassandra Famat, all-region choir member from the Mackay Choir under the direction of Mr. Rigo Reyes, and an excellent job he does with his students. And you can see Cassandra, also a member of the Steppers dance team under Miss Rachel Castillo Ruiz. And so a lot of students involved in multiple programs here, and a great job by Cassandra there.
And you're right about that, Mark. And I will send out a shout out to one of the students that I mentored for 4 years, Brianna Ramos, who was also a stepper, and she was also part of that like 3 times in a row when they won the state championship on that mariachi group. So real busy kid, but you know that pays off in college. She's already over there in San Antonio, Incarnate Word, and I'm sure she's going to be a successful student, but it's all about what happens in our McAllen ISD that gives our opportunities to students to succeed.
All right, and now you can see us up here in the booth. It's a little warm, but I'm sure it's a bit warmer down on the field. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna, and glad to have you along here for another broadcast of MITV's Productions Football Night in McAllen. Just about getting set for kickoff. It'll be Lopez, I believe, that's going to receive.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, Lopez, it was about 15 minutes ago, so it's kind of, I've already forgotten, but Lopez should be receiving the football, and so they'll be moving first against that strong Mackay defense, and that might be a good thing because Mackay's defense can kind of set that tone.
I think it didn't matter who won the toss. I would guarantee you whoever won the toss, they were going to put their defense on the field first because there's the strength of their teams at this time. Mark, I wanted to ask you a question. I noticed that the U.S. flags that half-mast, what is the reason for that?
Yeah, the flag, we saw that in the zoom out there at the end of the Star Spangled Banner. Was at half-mast. It's been at half-mast all week, or half-staff, I should say, because out of respect for the late Senator John McCain from Arizona, who passed away sadly last weekend. And I believe the president sent out a order that goes out to all government and public school entities across the nation that tells them that the flag should be lowered to half staff until internment, and that'll happen, I think, this weekend. So, honoring the late Senator John McCain there.
Senator, wasn't he?
And he's a veteran too.
Veteran, was a prisoner of war that was captured for over 5 years. And something that I admire about him, I mean, so many things, but one thing was that as I was listening to newscasts, that he was offered to be sent home. And he said, no, I'm not going to go home because there's others that deserve to go before I do. So I'm sure there's a lot of things that are going to be named after him if they're not already named after him.
Yeah, and we saw the Lobos come running out onto the field. Some of the Mackay fans, they've got the glitter on their faces. I guess for girls, those are the equivalent of game faces. So they're excited. They're ready to go. And Mackay ready for a new season. They were in the playoffs last year. Want to get off to a good start here tonight. They're wearing the home purple jerseys with black pants, it looks like, and purple helmets, of course, with the Mackay logo emblazoned on the helmet. So they'll be getting ready to kick off here. And the kicker will be Gerardo Cadena, who's a senior. And he'll be doing the kicking honors, and it will be Lopez that receives the ball and advances from right to left here in this first quarter. So everybody excited, are ready to play. Lopez players are about 15 yards off the ball, now starting to creep up a little bit, and interesting formation there for Mackay.
They were 15 yards back, but
so we see Alex Rivera back to receive.
Somebody from up here, I could hear a coach yelling and say, move them up to the 50.
And here we go, we're underway. And this ball's going to be picked up at the 3-yard line, right up ahead across the 10, then hit at the 15, and that's going to be it. And Mackay is there to swarm in and bring him down. That was a return there by Alex Rivera for Lopez. And here comes the Mackay defense, and Mackay has most of their starters back from last year. So this will be the strength of the team at this point.
And absolutely, and towards the end of the year, Mark, you can see a marked improvement by the Mackay defense that are led by defensive coordinator Tracy Hamilton, doing the calls there for head coach Kevin Brewer.
So here we go, first down and 10 for the Lopez Lobos. Give you the starters in just a moment. Here's a handoff to the running back, surging ahead up for a gain of about 3. Quarterback is number 2, Jose Cruz, who is a junior.
And Mark, you can expect the Lobos, what they like to do is they like to go with the spread, and they'll also, on occasion, will go in a power I formation.
And that first handoff was to their running back, number 32, Luis Barrera, who is a junior. Also, Barrera plays defensive line. To give you an idea of what kind of size he has, as he picked up 3 yards on that first carry. They do have a official's timeout on the field at the moment, so it's 2nd down and 7 for Lopez at their own 19-yard line. 11:44 to play here in the first quarter. No score, just underway between the Lopez Lobos and the McAllen High Bulldogs. Lopez in white and Mackay in the purple have a timeout at the moment, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Here at Bogus Ford, it's all about family. And this has been a family-owned business since 1933. Yeah, it's a long time, right? So treating you like family is very important to this family. We think you'll agree. It's better at Bogus.
And welcome back to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. Big hand there for the player, is a bit shaken up. So he's coming off the field. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for this Lopez team. Yeah, a lot of pride here in the Mackay Bulldogs. Of course, the oldest school in McAllen ISD. It goes back a very long way. Over 100 years old, that school. Memorial came along in 1980 as a high school. Nicky Rowe, 1991 or 92. So here we go, Lopez. 2nd down and 7. I backfield. They hand this one off. We got a little more space this time, and across the 20 up to the 24-yard line, and pick up a 5 on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 2.
This offense is going to take what you give them, Mark. And with a 3rd and 2, expect another running opportunity. Try to set the stage. Try to get that running game early going, which will then open up the passing game.
Christian Gomez on that last carry, and Gomez dotting the I right now, but they're going to hand off to the fullback, and he's going to be stopped on 3rd down and short. Great play there by the Mackay defense to stop Luis Barrera for no gain.
Good job on defense by a bunch of Bulldog defenders led by Jordan Lopez, a junior linebacker, and that's going to force a punting situation. You got a 4th and 1 mark, and you're at your own 25-yard line, and there's no way that Coach Armando Gutierrez is going to be going for it this early in the game.
And the punter is going to be Andrew Flores, a senior. Mackay has 1 man downfield about the 35-yard line, and now we've got a whistle.
A timeout.
Timeout called by Lopez. Timeout called by the Lopez Lobos. That'll be their first 10:15 to play here in the first quarter. No score between Lopez and Mackay. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Welcome to the What's Better game at Bogus. It doesn't matter how you roll, just pick the wheels that fit your style, new or pre-owned.
And welcome back, and here's the punt by Lopez. Takes a big Lopez bounce, but picked up on the hop at the 26-yard line. run up crossing the 30 up to about the 33. Nice little return there for Joe Trevino for the Mackay Bulldogs. Tackle on the play by 43, Albert Campos.
And also helping out is Eric Garcia.
So Mackay will be at the 33-yard line with 10:05 to go here in the first quarter. This is their first possession. Our first look at this new offense. Brian Garza in their quarterback. He's a junior. And in their running back is 22, Sage Diaz. And he hands it off to Diaz. And Diaz forced out of bounds after a short gain. Gain of 2 on the play. So I bring up 2nd down and 8. A tackle on the play by Alex Rivera. Shotgun formation once again. 2 receivers to the left. They have a wing back right. Going to hand this off straight ahead. This is Diaz again. Surges ahead up to the 40-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and short. Gain of 5 on the play.
And so far, both coaches, Mark, are not going to throw the ball. They're going to see if they can establish that running game. Want to check out how powerful their offensive lines are.
Yeah, Mackay's head coach Kevin Brewer, former college offensive lineman at Texas Christian. He works with those linemen.
Number 80 on the offense.
He works with those linemen
still 3rd down
throughout the week.
That penalty right there, Mark, will now make it a 3rd and 8, and it's a different situation. You know, when you have a 3rd and 3. Those 3 yards the odds of getting them are real high.
Yeah, that may force them to change the play here. Garza calls for the snap. He's being rushed, going to throw it, and incomplete. Intended for receiver Anthony Marroquin, who is running a streak route to the right side, closely guarded by Rivera. Here's a look at the replay.
So now with a 4th down, Coach Brewer has no choice but to punt the ball.
Now we see the punting unit come onto the field. About 18 seconds left on the play clock as they get lined up.
Punting is Robert Amador.
Yeah, Robert Amador, the punter. Back to receive is 28, Leo Ramos. But it goes over his head. Amador is chasing it. Amador picks it up at the 2 and then punts it off. Amazing that wasn't blocked. Now taking a Lopez bounce is going to be killed at about the 33-yard line in Mackay territory. So ends up being a net punt of -2 yards, but could have been much worse for Mackay.
Well, you got to give credit to Amador that at least he was able to get to the ball quickly and smart enough to kick it off. If not, they would have sacked him at about the 10-yard line. So using his brains there, at least he kicked it and he gets to the 32, 33 mark. But how does that work? He gets credit for a -4-yard punt when he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they measure punts. Curiously, they measure punts from the line of scrimmage, but they measure field goals from the spot of the kick.
Interesting point.
But so it's so -2 as they hand this off to the running back Gomez, and Gomez is going to be bottled up after about a 2-yard pickup.
Something also that's really important in the first games of the year, Mark, are the execution, especially on defense. There's a flag, but let's see, personal foul. And that's what happens, Mark. The techniques,
tack on 15 yards.
all that practice that you've had,
automatic
you're going to get
down.
to see if it's working in the first game. And like yesterday's game, there was a lot of missed tackles. And those are things that will be cleaned up by week 2 or week 3. So the Bulldogs are really hurting themselves with mistakes first on that snap that went over the head of the punter, and now with a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Yeah, that moves it up to automatic first down at the 16-yard line for Lopez. And now a 3-step drop, going to throw for the end zone, incomplete. Receiver had fallen down. There is no flag. I think the receiver simply tripped up, and it'll be second down.
And there shouldn't have been a flag on that. And it's always interesting, Mark, that the high school kids, they see the college kids and they see the pro kids, and everybody right away, the receiver fell down and he's throwing his hand up in the air like, where's my flag? Where's the flag? And that's what they see on TV, so they learn by what they see.
Under center, going to hand this off. Big hole to right tackle up to the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Rafael Campos with his first carry, just a sophomore, and showing a lot of speed there as he gets him into a close 3rd and 2 situation.
Real good job on the right side of the offensive line for Lopez. The right tackle and the right guard doing a good job of having a push. And anytime your offensive linemen have a push, it's going to be good news for your running backs.
They Cruz, the quarterback. They hand this off to the sophomore again, and he's going to be stopped.
Luis,
short of the first down.
Luis Holandes, a senior defensive tackle, came in there quickly.
Yeah, held him for no gain, and so that'll bring up 4th down.
About a 4th and 2.
4th and 2 at the 8-yard line. Clock at 7:17 here in the first quarter. So Cruz under center, got an eye backfield, and Cruz going to call his own number and surges ahead all the way to the 5, has the first down.
No doubt about that first down, Mark. And when you have a quarterback keeper on a 4th and 2, there's something special there. That means you have a very good center that's strong, and he'll get you the push, and a quarterback that's real quick.
And we saw one of the assistant principals, Miss Olivares, telling all the students to sit down. Say, we're trying to get into the spirit of things. Clock stopped at 7:08. They have an official's timeout right now. No score yet, but Lopez threatening. They just converted on 4th and 2 with a 3-yard gain. Have a 1st and goal now at the 5-yard line. The Lobos have run almost exclusively out of that I formation.
And this always happens, Mark, and this is what you like about sports. The players on both sides are on one knee, showing their respect, and that's the danger of football. Everybody knows that football is a sport where there's contact, and when somebody goes down, everybody basically goes on one knee as a respect for the players that's down, including the cheerleaders. It's a tradition that started many years ago, and it's continued.
Yeah, it's good to see. Good to see that sportsmanship there on both sides. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We're watching football night at McAllen. No score.
A community bank with all the conveniences you expect. A Real Bank app, online banking, e-alerts, mobile check deposits, and ATM deposits. Real Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
And welcome back to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna and the rest of our MITV crew. It's Brownsville Lopez against the McAllen Bulldogs. Lopez traveling about 75 miles from Expressway 83, traveling up the west all the way here to McAllen. And they're visiting team tonight. No score yet, but Lopez knocking on that door. They've got a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. And we hear some applause as the Mackay player comes off the field. And it's good to see that. A beautiful evening here for football. I've got a gorgeous blue sky with some red streaks in it from that gorgeous sunlight that's already creeped behind the home bleachers. So we've got shade over the field. We've got the stadium lights on. And great night for football. Great opening weekend here. And it's been a tough opening weekend so far, Mario, for McAllen teams, hasn't it?
Oh, it has been. 0-2.
Yeah, I think Nicky Rowe got beat, lost to Weslaco, and then McAllen Memorial lost on the road to Brownsville Hannah.
And it was big too, something like 40-something to 21 or something like that. Yeah.
And now Mackay trying to get one here against Lopez as they hand off to Gomez, running straight ahead up to about the 2-yard line, and I bring up 2nd and goal from the 2. clock rolling again at 6:40 to play here in the first quarter.
This is Lobo football, Mark. Stay on the field, let your offense, nothing fancy, run the ball, stay on the field, and if they score, it's tough because their defense is a pretty good unit.
So here they go with a power eye, handoff outside to the left, and it's a touchdown for Gomez. Gomez with a 2-yard burst gets into the end zone. I noticed they had an unbalanced line there with the extra offensive lineman to the left side. They ran to that strong side, the left side, and Gomez able to go in untouched into the end zone, and Lopez is on the board, 6-0.
And Gomez showing that he's a senior, Marcus. That play will be dictated by whoever the hole is, and he checked out. He was going to run forward, noticed nothing was there, and he made the right decision by going outside.
Here's the extra point try. Good snap, good hold. Kick is away just barely, but it trickles over that crossbar, and it is good by Rodel Ramirez. And with 6:15 to play in the first quarter, it's the Lobos 7 and the Bulldogs nothing. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll leave you with a look at that touchdown replay as we go into break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. Everybody having a good time here at the stadium. Lobos having a good time so far too. 6:15 to go in the first, and they're up 7-0. This ball picked up at the 10-yard line, runs up across the 33. So that's right up to the 34-yard line. That scoring drive for Lopez, 7 plays, 67 yards. Or excuse me, 7 plays, 33 yards. As they started after a short punt by Mackay at the 33-yard line in Mackay territory. They carried it in from there. It was Gomez from 2 yards out. They converted on 4th down during that drive to keep it alive. It's got some movement here. We'll see what the penalty's about.
5-yard penalty, number 10. And Mark, it's not going to go down as a turnover, but on that bad deal that they had on that punt, the snap over the punter, they only got a -4 on that. It might as well count as a turnover.
Yeah, they got the ball in good field position as a flag goes down as a handoff for Mackay to the running back Diaz. And Diaz hit just as he crosses the line of scrimmage.
David Rodriguez.
Going to be officially no gain, however.
And guess what? The Lobo defense decided to get themselves a penalty, and they gave back the 5 yards, so it makes it 1st and 10, and we go at it again.
Okay, it'll be 1st and 10 again at the 34-yard line after both teams trade penalties. Under 6 minutes to go here in the first. And Garza in the gun. Going to take the snap, going to hand this off. And this is Octavian running with it, and he's trying to get outside, and he gets up to about the 40-yard line. Octavian Lewis with his first carry. And Lewis, he's kind of a hybrid player. He's listed as a wide receiver on the roster, but he'll play different positions, won't he?
Absolutely. You probably will see him in the Wildcat and sometimes on defense. A product of a Travis Middle School.
So 2nd down and 3 here at the McHigh 41-yard line. Garza with trips to his left. One man in the backfield. He's going to look to the left. He's going to fire, and this is caught on the run. 1st down and more. Terrific catch. Great throw as well by Marroquin. Marroquin all the way to the Lopez 45-yard line.
And it all started with protection for Brian Garza. Good protection, good throw, good catch, positive play. That's how simple it is.
Yeah, Marroquin definitely a weapon there in that passing game as they give it to Lewis now on a sweep to the left side. Lopez defending that one well and holds him to no gain.
Anytime you make the running back, as soon as he gets the ball, commit to the outside, it makes it hard, Mark, for you to get a lot of positive yards. Positive yards usually come on running plays right up the middle or right outside the box.
Hey, and this, bad snap. Ball is loose, but I think McKay fell on it. It's a little bit of a high snap, and Garza was able to knock it down, and Lewis fell on the loose ball. So that'll be a loss of yards back to the McKay 48, a loss of 7.
That's the 2nd time that a bad snap has hurt the Bulldogs. The other one was on a 4th down. The snap went over the punter's head.
So this will bring up a 3rd and 17 now. After Lewis was held to no gain, and then they lost 7 on the fumble. Diaz lined up next to Garza in the gun. 1 receiver left and 3 to the right. It's the wide side of the field is the right. And now a whistle just to say snap it.
Okay. Before the play, false start, offense.
First game jitters, Mark. I don't know, the McKay Bulldogs are going to try to beat the Wesco Panthers from last night on penalties. That's really the only thing they didn't do well. As you take a look at the officials, the referee Eddie Scott, umpire Mitch Reinitz, head linesman Freddy Martinez, 9 judge Andy Castro, and the back judge Joel Salas.
All right, and there's been 4 penalties on McKay early on, so now 3rd and 21 situation as Garza goes back to throw. Going to go long, looking for Marroquin. Goes down in a heap with the defender Rivera. No flag on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Mark, I was talking to the officials before the game, and they were saying for you and I to take it easy on them, okay? So I just told them, don't mess up any calls, and we'll take it easy.
I see on the replay. Couldn't really tell what happened. Probably their feet got tangled together, and they both went down.
Let's see if the snapper on this one does a better job, Mark. Amador will be punting.
Amador in there for his 2nd punt. This another high snap, and Amador has it and gets him off cleanly. Nice high punt. Going to be caught at the 20, and the man is hit immediately, but breaks that tackle. Now searches ahead across the 30. Now has some room. He's at the 40, and now cuts inside at the 50 and brought down to the 45. Ball comes loose, but Lopez appears to fall on it. I think Lopez recovers the loose ball after a huge return of about 40 yards.
Special teams is hurting the Bulldogs. First on, Amador did a good job of getting that punt off, but there was a missed tackle right there that basically cost them about 40 yards, Mark.
Yeah, Leo Ramos there with that great return. I think he may have been down by contact before that ball came out, but nevertheless, it was recovered by his teammate, Eric Garcia. So we do have an official's timeout right now with 2:51 to play in the first quarter, and Lopez up 7-0 after a 2-yard run by the running back Gomez. They're in McKay territory at the 45-yard line, which means they did rule the runner down at the point of contact and did not rule a fumble. So they kind of lose 4 yards there. The Still
The
a
starters on defense,
35-yard return off the punt.
Jordan Lopez, Kai Jaime.
And there's handoff on first down. He's going to be held to no gain. Great play there by the defensive line as Mackay's 63, Josim Reyes, gets in there and make the first contact. I think teammate Trace Gagne, who's a returning starter, also in there on that tackle. So bring up second down. We'll be joined here by our superintendent, Dr. Gonzalez, here in just a moment. Lopez on top, 7-0, second and 10. I formation, getting a handoff. This is Gomez, and Gomez is hit after a short gain and surges forward, breaks that tackle all the way across the 40 to about the 37-yard line, and picks up 8 on the play, and that'll bring up second down and 2. Or rather, third down and 2. We're joined now by Dr. Gonzalez, our superintendent of schools. Dr. Gonzalez, good to see you. Great night for football and everything like that. And I was just telling the audience in our pregame about the great announcement we had yesterday and the new partnership we have.
Yeah, we're really excited to be partnering up with Dairy Queen now that we have DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's just a tremendous partnership that we have with a world-class organization. So we are very, very excited to be part of the Dairy Queen family, and we're very proud that Dairy Queen is now a part of the McAllen ISD family.
And talk about the business model around the scoreboard. The reason we get the sponsorships like a Dairy Queen, and we've also got the Bogus Ford and Rio Bank, Performance Therapeutics, and Lone Star Bank, other businesses that have teamed up to help us out on that. And just let the fans know a little bit about how that works.
Well, we're very proud of the fact that we were able to fund this beautiful scoreboard with sponsorships from the business community. So taxpayers didn't pay for the scoreboard. We didn't go into the district coffers for it. So we're very proud of the fact that we partnered up with the business community. And it's just a very, very special opportunity for us to come together with business partners and put up a beautiful piece of technology like this that brings this game to life.
Yeah, and it's a great way to showcase the kids and all the different programs too, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We get opportunities like this to showcase Friday Night Football, but we also have situations where we have track meets for elementary. We have the kids marathon, soccer, track and field. Anytime there's an event here, even the Christmas parade, when the city uses our facility, we're able to use this beautiful scoreboard. So we're excited about that. It makes this event very special, and it's more interactive with the crowd. So it's exciting.
And I know you've had some really big news that we learned just before school started. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're proud of the fact that our district worked hard to earn an A with regard to the TEA accountability rating. So to earn an A as a school district is something that's very special to us, and it's a testament to the hard work. I tell everybody that great schools have great teachers, and in McAllen ISD we have phenomenal teachers and phenomenal leaders that really made that happen for us. So we are extremely excited to be an A district, especially a large 6A district. To earn that's not an easy feat. So it says a lot about our district.
Let's take a quick break. We've reached the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Lobos in front. Teams will switch into the field, and we'll be back right after this, and we'll continue with Dr. Gonzalez. Welcome back to this non-district season opener between Lopez and Mackay. It's 7-0 Lopez as we start the second quarter. Lopez has a 3rd and 5 at the Mackay 25-yard line. See what happens here. They've only thrown one pass in this game. They've got an I-back field. So they're going to hand this off again to the I-back. That's Gomez, and Gomez rolls his way forward to about the 21. So he's going to be short of the first down. Or actually, might be close because he needed just past the 21, so we'll see where they spot this. It looks like it is close enough for a first down. But they might have to measure. But continuing with Dr. Gonzalez, our superintendent, I know we got the A rating, but that wasn't all, was it? We got some more accolades.
That's right. We also earned the post-secondary readiness distinction for the 2nd year in a row. that's a very special honor there that we worked hard for. Also, the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. And one thing I do want to point out, Mark, is that there's 1,200 school districts in the state of Texas. And if you look at school districts with over 20,000 students, McAllen ISD is one of 3 school districts with over 20,000 students to earn the A, the post-secondary readiness distinction, and the first rating. So it puts us on a very short list, and we're very proud of that.
And explain the first rating a little bit, because I know especially the business community will be interested.
Absolutely, yeah. It just shows that we're responsible with the financial side of our business and good stewards of public dollars. So from the accounting side, the budgeting side, the fund balance side, and everything we do in the area of procurement and quality control and ensuring that everything we do as a business that we're running lean, that's really essentially how you get that rating. So we're excited to be a part of a short list of large districts that are able to do that. And it's just a testament to the great people we have in the district. Our business department is phenomenal, and we're very, very proud of them for that work. And the interesting thing, and the thing we're most proud of, is that we've accomplished that honor for 8 years in a row.
Wow. And I think with a perfect score, right?
Perfect score. I was thinking it was 7 years in a row, and the last couple of times I've got out in front of people, I've mentioned 7 years. But as I got with the business department the other day, they corrected me and they said it's actually 8. So
they corrected your math.
That's right.
That's even better. 8 years in a row with a perfect score. That is just a phenomenal, and just amazing. All on all fronts, seem to be hitting on all cylinders. As a short run there is going to be up to the 17-yard line, a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up third down and long for the Lopez Lobos. Dr. Gonzalez, anything else you want to share as far as plans go for the coming school year?
We're just excited that we're off to a great start. We had a very, very positive General Assembly. Staff was in there really coming together as a family, so we feel very confident in the fact that we're going to maintain our performance this school year in visiting campuses this week. Everybody's focused and on task, and want to commend our teachers and our instructional leaders, our students and our parents, and everybody coming together. That's what makes McAllen, Texas special, and that what separates McAllen ISD as a high-performing school district. There's just a lot of great people doing a lot of great work. So I want to thank everybody out there and challenge everybody to continue on that path of excellence.
All right, Dr. Gonzalez, appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Mark.
As always.
Thank you, Coach. And, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, it's great to hear all the good news going on. Dr. Jay Gonzalez, our superintendent of schools for McAllen ISD. Former coach himself, so I know he enjoys watching the football games. We're under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and you probably just saw Leo Ramos with a big carry all the way to the 9-yard line, picked up 8 yards. So they now have a first and goal as they hand it off to Badetta. It bounces off a runner or defender at the 5 and goes in for the touchdown. And Badetta has the TD. Boy, he is big. He's listed as a D lineman on the roster. But yeah.
D lineman.
That's obvious that'll be accepted. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay. First down.
As Mr. Andy Scott let all of us know. And that takes away a fine run.
Yeah, that touchdown will come off the board now. This is the illegal shift. And move it back 5 yards to the 14-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 14.
Mark, Dr. Gonzalez always comes into this booth with a lot of excitement. He's always fired up about our district.
Yeah, and he had double duty this past week. I mean, as a father, brought his 3 children to school. He's got a pre-K, a kinder, and a first grader. As they throw it toward the end zone, it's caught and goes in for the touchdown. Lopez scores. A good catch by Andrew Flores, a senior receiver, catches the pass from Jose Cruz, and now Lopez has a 13-0 lead.
And it was pretty much Jose Cruz, the quarterback, just throwing the ball in the area, giving his receiver an opportunity to go for that ball, and that's what Andrew Flores did. He wanted that ball, and he got it. And he's all excited on the sidelines, rewarded with a touchdown. Puts the Lobos up 13-0.
And here's the extra point try up, and it is good. And the kicker, Ramirez, now 2 for 2 in the game, and the Lobos lead it 14-0 with 9:22 to play in the second quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
dedicated to consistently providing high quality.
And welcome back to Football Night in McAllen here at DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Lopez Lobos lead at 14-0 after a drive that started after a 35-yard punt return, Mario. Then they went on a 45-yard, 9-play drive. So they had two short fields for their touchdowns, 33 yards and 45 yards. Those two scoring drives that they've had in this game. So here's the kickoff, going to be fielded at the 11. I think the player fielded it on one knee, so he's automatically down. That's Lewis. Went down to a knee, caught it at the 11.
By Andy Coster on that, Mark. And the special teams continue to hurt the Bulldogs. The bad snap, and then the bad coverage on another punt. And now the Bulldogs start at their own 11.
Yeah, special teams has been a factor in the Lopez early production. So it'll be Garza in the gun. Diaz behind him. Ball's loose on the field. And Garza was able to pick it up in time, but he's going to get tackled back around the 6-yard line. I think they were going to try to hand it off to Diaz, but unable to make the connection, and a loss of 5 on the play.
And another mistake by the Bulldog offense, hurting themselves.
So now 2nd down and 15. And they're in the backfield, Franklin Ariano. And it looks like Ariano's going to get the call, but he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. They pushed him all the way back into the end zone, but they'll give him forward progress, really only at the 2-yard line. So a loss of 4.
Bulldog offense struggling.
And this will bring up 3rd down and 19 now from their own 2-yard line.
This is when I would not want to be an offensive coordinator with a 3rd and 19 at your own 2, and you're already down 14-0.
They hand this off, trying to get outside to the left side, not going to get there, to be tackled for a safety. On the carry there was Rogelio Bees, who couldn't turn the corner and got tackled for a safety.
And that was the Lobos defense knew that the Bulldogs were not going to throw the ball, Mark. Check it out on the right side. Lots of penetration and no chance. Who gets credit for those 2 points? The guy that gets the tackle?
Yeah, the guy that gets the tackle, which would have been David Rodriguez and also I think Andrew Flores, both in there.
So does the team get a credit, or does the youngster that got the tackle?
It would be both.
Both?
Yeah, the defense gets credit for a safety, and then the player will get statistical credit. It's a tackle for safety. So yeah, Lopez now leading at 16-0. With 7:50 to play here in the 2nd quarter. And the unfortunate thing is it's a double hurt on a safety. You give up the 2 points, and then you have to kick off to the team that just got the 2 points. So Lopez will receive, and that guy will have to kick off from their own 20.
And you know they're going to get the ball almost around midfield. So they're going to on another, every time they've gotten the ball, Mark, they've had great field position.
And it has to be a punt from your own 20 off a safety. So this is high, takes a bit of a bounce. Ball is loose on the field. I think Lopez might have it after it took a big Lobo bounce into Mackay territory at about the 46. And it looks like the Lobos have the football. I believe that is a live football, just like on a kickoff. Once it's gone past 10 yards, it's a live ball that anybody can get. So Lopez, a mistake here, and nobody came forward to get it. And the ball took a big Lobo bounce, and it was the Lobos' Jordi Gutierrez who landed on the football. So they're at Mackay 46, and Lopez, excellent field position they've had on all of their possessions here tonight. Mackay with 4 down linemen, going to hand this off straight ahead. This is Gomez. Gomez hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for a gain of 1.
And when things don't go well on the Lopez and Lobo side of the offense, when things don't go well on that power I formations, well, that's when they go into the spread, but they haven't had to do that because they've had success so far in running the ball up the middle.
Okay, 2nd down and 8. Gave him a 2-yard gain, so they're at the Mackay 44. Again, power I formation, and they're going to keep the quarterback's going to keep it. So Cruz surges forward up to about the 41. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. Lopez 2 for 4 on 3rd downs in this game.
The last play, Matthew Ramos, linebacker, came in there to make the stop. I think we're going to have a timeout, Mark.
Timeout. Lopez.
So timeout called by Lopez. That'll be their 2nd timeout. Lopez up 16-0 over the Mackay Bulldogs. Lopez facing a 3rd and 5 right now at the 41. And Lopez has had superb field position in this game. They had a touchdown scoring drive that started at the Mackay 33, another touchdown scoring drive that started at the Mackay 45. Then on that last possession for Mackay, they had a kickoff that was down at the 11-yard line. Then on 3 successive plays, they lost yardage and gave up a safety on the 3rd play. I see the Mackay cheerleaders. Got a big crowd here tonight. Sea of purple and gold for the Mackay faithful. Lopez colors are blue and gold, kind of a navy and gold. They're wearing predominantly white here tonight. Cruz is going to throw it on 3rd down. This is a slant pattern, caught, and it appears to be a 1st down at the 31-yard line. Good catch there by Jesus Galvan. David Chiquito on the tackle, not before he picked up 10 yards.
It's a timing pattern. He put the ball where he needed. Good job by the receiver, making sure that he didn't drop the ball, and that's Jesus Galvan for a 1st down.
So 6:10 to play here in the 2nd quarter, and Lopez threatening again. They're at the 31 as they hand this off. Gomez jumps across the 30 and trickles his way forward to about the 27-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play.
And this is Lopez football, Mark. They like to run the ball a lot, and when you stay on the field, your time of possession has to be big, which means your defense is resting. So when they come back in, they're ready to go.
You can see they've got some big players in that offensive line too. There's going to be handoff. Gomez dances his way forward across the 25 to the 24. He was tripped up by Mackay defensive lineman Trace Gagne. Gain of 3 on the play, and will bring up 3rd down.
Now's the time where the Bulldogs need something to try to get a little bit of momentum on their side, Mark. Now's the time to get a stop. Going to halftime down, maybe 16-0 is not as bad as they go down by more than 20 points. So this is a big play for the Bulldog
3rd down
defense.
and 3. They're going to hand this off. Gomez dances his way forward, is hit Still surging, is close to a first down. Gonna have to see where they spot this. Looks like he does have enough for the first down. Yeah, he appears to be.
And he does.
Got the ball all the way to the 20.
And give credit to Gomez. He got hit in the backfield, but refused to go down.
And he went down in a bit of a sea of humanity there, but was able to lean forward and pick up 4 on 3rd down and 3.
Those yards are after contact are really what makes a good running back.
Play action, going to throw toward the end zone. It's tipped again and incomplete. Good defending by Mackay. A couple of defenders in there. David Chiquito and Chesmir Mallard came in there to knock that ball away, and it's an incompletion.
Yes, Chiquito did a good job of maintaining his defensive position. He was right there. And basically, Mark, the last time when they scored a touchdown on him, he was there. But the timing was a little off, but he was there.
It's intended for Galvan. High backfield once again. Gomez dotting the I's. Gomez going to get the call. Hit at the 20, but surges forward to about the 17-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Clock now at 4:08.
Mark, another thing that happens is when your offense stays on the field and then you have the Bulldog offense on the sideline and they're struggling, and you keep them on the sideline, don't give them an opportunity to run lots of plays, you don't develop a rhythm. So you basically control the game.
Fans having fun. Ready for the first weekend of the new school year. And here they hand it off. A big hole here, fighting his way forward up to the 15-yard line, but going to be well short of the first down.
Now here's where you find out if you have a good field goal kicker. The 4th and 5 at the 15. You're looking like at a 32-yard field goal, and that's what the Coach Gutierrez is going to do. Try to get some points on the board. 32-yard field goal. Number 50.
Yeah, Angel de la Garza will be the kicker. The quarterback, Cruz, is the holder. This will be a 32-yard attempt from the middle of the field. Good snap and hold. Kick is up and away. Bit of a line drive. Plenty of distance, and it's good as it splits the uprights. And with 2:55 to go here before halftime, the Lobos extend their lead to 19-0. So Lobos on top, 19-0. They'll be kicking off when we come back. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Get your child off to the best start possible on their path toward a world-class education. Enroll them in pre-kindergarten at McAllen ISD. McAllen ISD offers certified teachers and will introduce your child to a world of wonder, letting them explore and create. It's well-structured learning that includes literacy, computer coding, and robotics. Children use science labs and are immersed in learning. Tuition is affordable, and you may even qualify for free. Spaces are limited, so call now.
Back to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Lopez on top, 19-0. They led 14-0 after the first quarter and have added to that lead here in the second quarter. And that last drive, Mario, by the way, even though it started at the Mackay 45-yard line, they still took almost 5 minutes off the clock. 4:55 the time of that drive that resulted in the 32-yard field goal. There's the kickoff, going to be fielded about the 7-yard line. Run up across the 20 is good blocking to the 25-yard line. A good return there for Mason Nava.
And on the tackle, Mark, the kid Andrew Flores. And that's the one that scored a touchdown on that fine reception. Well, here's the time, if any time, where the Bulldog offense needs to try to get something going right before halftime. Try to keep that momentum going for the second half.
Mackay, by the way, does have all 3 of their timeouts in their pocket. 2:47 to play here in the first half. We're doing the smile cam right now as they throw this one over the middle, and it's caught for a first down, running up ahead across the 45 and out of bounds near midfield. Great play there by Lewis. And it's showing that versatility. We've seen him run the ball, we've seen him catch the ball.
He's got a lot of speed, Mark. Give credit to Garza on that one. Lewis was open, but you have to put the ball where you need to, and that's what Garza did. Exactly what the Bulldogs need to try to get a little bit of momentum on their side.
Got out of bounds, stopped the clock at 2:39 as Garza back to throw, is being harassed. He's going to get sacked for a huge loss. About 4 Lobos got through there. First one to hit him was 21 Eric Garcia, and it's a big loss for Mackay. They may have to, clock is going to be moving, so they may elect to take a timeout here.
Huge loss, like 13 yards, and we talked about that earlier, that the defense for the Lobos, they don't have a problem sending a lot of blitzers.
Yeah, second down and 23 now. 2 receivers left and 2 to the right. 1 man in the backfield with Garza. Garza back to throw. Running back stays in to help him block, but he's flushed out of the pocket now. Still looking downfield. Now going to keep it and runs out of bounds at about the 32. A gain of only 1. That'll bring up third down and long.
Garza did a good job on the quarterback scramble not to be sacked. But as he looked downfield, Mark, everyone was covered. He did the right thing not to throw an interception.
Yeah, good defending there by Lopez. Had everybody covered downfield and kept the quarterback from breaking out for big yardage. Looks like Lopez might be blitzing again here on 3rd and 22. Garza, good protection. Pass over the middle is tipped and incomplete. The Lopez player almost picked it off. That was Jesus Peña, number 27 right there on your screen. But I'll bring up 4th and 22. I think it was intended for Lewis over the middle. So minute 48, clock is stopped. And Mackay brings on the punting unit. Amador into punt. Gets this one off. It's going to be fielded at the 30-yard line. And that is hit right at the 33, and down he goes.
Nice.
Great play there on the special teams by Marroquin. All his teammates giving him kudos for that one.
That was a pretty good punt by Amador, Mark, from his own 30 to the 32. Almost like a, what is that?
38 yards.
Yeah, nice punt. And he also did a good job of the ball kind of scooped it up. Of course, Marroquin hustling downfield.
And Lopez starting at their own 32-yard line. That's the second worst starting field position they've had all night. They started the opening drive at their 16. All the other drives have started in Mackay territory.
Humble.
And that ball comes loose, scrambling for it. Lopez appears to have it.
That would have been
39-yard line, and I think the officials say keep the clock moving, which means the offense did recover it.
That would have been a real good turnover for the Bulldogs to get a little bit of momentum on their side. And you know who recovered the fumble?
Andrew Flores.
He's having a great game offensively.
That was a good job. We see on the replay, Mackay was able to strip that football out of Gomez's hands. And good effort by Mallard, who almost recovered the fumble. But Lopez does maintain possession, and the quarterback calls his own number on this play. Goes up to about the, they were at the 39. They go up for a 3-yard gain to the 42 and pick up a first down.
And the clock is running. The Lobos have not stopped the clock because they only have 1 timeout.
Yeah, clock is moving at 46 seconds now, go in the first half. They've got a big lead, so probably not interested in stopping it. They might try to throw deep, and if they get something down there, then they might use their timeout.
Yep, that's what Coach Armando Gutierrez is doing. He seems to be satisfied with a 19-point lead.
Yeah, 2 receivers left and 2 to the right, but they hand this off out of the spread formation as Gomez spinning his way forward up to about the 48-yard line before he was tackled by Matthew Ramos of Mackay. That'll bring up second down, and they won't have to snap it again.
I think they finally called the timeout. Or no, it's a player that's down. I don't think that.
Yeah, we have a official's timeout. Official's timeout with 14 seconds left before halftime. Lopez up 19-0 over Mackay. Lopez will probably be content just to snap it one more time and go into the locker room with this lead. Season opener for both these teams, a non-district game. Mackay in a new district this year, District 36A. And there we see the principal of Mackay, Mr. Albert Canales, who's also a Mackay graduate and wearing some comfortable clothes because he's going to be joining Performance Therapeutics for the halftime kick. If he makes the kick, he can win $100 for a student.
So Mr. Canales is going to try the kick?
Yeah, he's going to be the one kicking it.
How many yards?
10.
10?
Can be from the goal line.
I can try that myself and get that $100.
Well, anybody can try it.
For
but he's going to have thousands of eyes on him. And going to get only one shot at it.
Like
but that's coming up right before the bands perform.
It's like a layup. And remember,
or like a free throw, I guess, right?
Remember, Mr. Canales was a former physical education teacher at Cathy Middle School, so hopefully he remembers what instructions he provided to his kids when he also coached over their football. Can you imagine if he misses that field goal when he comes to school on Monday? Hey, Mr. Canales, what's happening? What happened?
I'm sure he knows. He's real popular with his students because he has a Twitter feed. By the way, they let the clock run out there, and Lopez elected not to snap it. So we are at halftime, and our score is Lopez 19 and the Mackay Bulldogs nothing. We'll go ahead and keep it here so we can check out that kick like before the bands come out there.
I don't want to jinx it.
But it's a this is Performance Therapeutics that sponsors this. They're going to be sponsoring a Teacher of the Week every week. You can see it's lined up on the goal line. This is for 10 yards. Here he goes. Here's the kick. Up, and it's good! No problem.
No problem.
Mackay's principal, Mr. Albert Canales, wins $100 for a student. It's courtesy of Performance Therapeutics. They give him the money right there on the spot.
And now he's going to be real popular at school.
Boy, he had no problems at all with that kick.
Does he get to keep that?
He must have been out here practicing. I bet
sure he was.
During the day he was coming out and doing some practice out here on the field since the school is right next door. But we're at halftime. Lopez on top of Mackay 19-0. We're going to have the marching band for the Lopez Lobos coming up, followed by the Mackay Mighty Marching Band. And we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with that in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
So I teach the newcomers that come from different countries that need to learn English, and they're in my class. So I believe that's probably the biggest gift that McAllen ISD has given to me. The opportunity to pay it forward, because I'm also somebody that came from Mexico and started high school in the United States. So that opportunity to give back what I received when I got here as a 16-year-old, I think that's probably the biggest gift that McAllen ISD has given me.
Performing first tonight under the direction of Rachel Castillo, Green, and Assistant Director Brenda Ramirez, please welcome to the field the 2018 Mackay Steppers. Captain Senior Cassandra Kamat. Showtime International All-Star, Miss Showmaker and American nominee. First Lieutenant Senior Fernanda Lopez. Showtime International All-Star and Miss Showtime International nominee. Second Lieutenant Junior Carolina Mosley. Miss Showtime International, Showtime International All-Star, and First Lieutenant Miss Showmakers of America. The Stepper of the Week is Alexa Gomez. Tonight, the Stepper of the Week is to connect the new Japanese R&B chart by Bruno Mars, recently remixed in collaboration with Cardi B, Ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, with the company provided by the McAllen Band, let's hear it for the McAllen Steppers.
Again, you cannot stop conducting. Hear the show. Go, 1, 3, go.
Today the McAllen Band. The show opens with the mysterious introduction of Try You In before revealing simply at the center of the ring. The McAllen Band will be presenting the first two stories of their show this season, so stay tuned for more at future games as the band reveals more of the story. Drum majors out, Eric McAllen, Ezra Langhetto, and Lina Doreen. The field is yours. Let's hear it again for the Pride of McAllen. Let's hear it one more time for the Pride of McAllen. The McAllen banderoles are Jason Dunn, Alan Brooks III, Bobby Salazar, Evan Kima, Northern Cruz, David Wilson, everybody. Music Olympics and musical design by GPG Productions. Special thanks to our McAllen ISD Super Golf Tournament sponsors. Thanks to their support, the district was able to raise money for high school students to visit colleges and universities across the country. Thank you.
And welcome back to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Mark May, along with Mario Reyna. They're using the scoreboard right now to highlight the Student of the Week. The Millen & Millen Student of the Week is Lauren Rodriguez, a Mackay senior. I think she's in choir, Mario, along with the swimming program. I think she went to the state level, competed in swimming last year. Wants to major in aerospace engineering. Whoa. Not the easiest major out there, and hopes to be an astronaut someday, so could be following in the footsteps of another famous Mackay graduate.
And if anybody can prepare kids for any path, career path, it's McAllen ISD.
Yep, and hope to follow in the footsteps of Mike Fossum, who was a retired astronaut and graduated from Mackay in 1976, and in fact, I think his senior year was the first year of this stadium. So Brownsville Lopez now leading Mackay 19-0 here as we get ready to start the second half of play. About a minute away as we see Lopez about to come through their run through. The Lopez Lobos. A ferocious Lobo there.
They came out playing tonight, Mark, dominating the first two quarters.
Hey, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. We see Lopez coming out.
Lobo highlights pretty much.
Yeah, Lopez had excellent field position throughout the first half, and they took advantage of it. So we see here as they started the game off, sun was still shining bright, and Mackay, their spirits were high as they came out onto the field. And the fans were all happy, ready to start the 2018 season. There we see a touchdown pass. This was when Lopez was up 7-0, and then they threw that touchdown pass to Andrew Flores that made it 14-0 at this point. You see, it was a good timing route there, and then it was all Lopez, and their defense was really setting a tone there as they get a safety right here. You see the safety by defensive tackle David Rodriguez, who tackled the runner in the end zone. That made it 16-0. Then a 32-yard field goal by Angel De La Garza made it 19-0. Big hit there. That was a great play by Marroquin. And then here's Gomez when he had a fumble, but Lopez would recover. And this was the big highlight for Mackay here. Their principal, Albert Canales, kicking this extra point to win $100 for a Mackay student. So here we are back to live action now as Mackay ready to receive to start this second half. Mackay trying to engineer something.
This first possession will be very important, Mark, to see what kind of adjustments the Bulldog offense are going to come out with. They need something positive to happen. Get themselves quickly back into the ball game. We didn't get a shot of the little Bulldogs that came out, went to little kids and ran on the field here at halftime, Mark.
And here's the second half kickoff. We're underway into the third quarter, and this is a live football picked up at the 15-yard line by Lewis. Lewis trying to find a little bit of a seam there. Now they have a hold of him as he turns his way forward up to about the 19-yard line, and Mackay will set up shop from right there.
You know, when we take a look at the halftime stats, Mark, you're going to see that maybe Lopez doesn't have a lot of yardage on offense, but they didn't have to go that far. And they got the ball almost.
Oh, there we see the little Bulldogs who just got through running across the field. That's a new tradition. Started last year with the Bulldogs, Warriors, and Mustangs. They have the elementary age kids who get to run across the field to kind of ignite the fans and the team for the second half. So good to see them out there, cheerleaders. Good mentors for the little Bulldogs. So here we go, 1st and 10 as quarterback Brian Garza will hand this off to Diaz, the running back, who was hit at the line but surges forward up to about the 22-yard line. And it's going to be a gain of 2 yards on the play. So clock beginning to run now here in the third quarter.
And let's give a lot of credit to defensive coordinator for the Lobos, Hugo Ramirez.
And again, Diaz hit in the backfield, but using that second half surge to get up to the 23-yard line, and it'll bring up a third down play. As we take a look at the halftime statistics, and there you can see the score 19-0. The first down is 8-2 in favor of Lopez. Rushing yards, all Lopez there, 94 to -16. Passing yards, not much on either team. Total yards, of course, all Lopez. Penalties was pretty light and no turnovers. So now 3rd down and 7 for Mackay here at their own 23. Good protection for Garza. Over the middle, man is open as Lewis, 40. He could be off to the races and caught from behind at the 40-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle there by the Lopez defender, Leo Ramos, but a great play by Lewis. Great throw by Garza to hit him in stride and then turn on those afterburners for the big gainer.
And they're going with a quick offense.
Yeah, they're going with the hurry-up offense all the way down to the Lopez 37-yard line. They hand this off on first down. Diaz hit in the backfield and forced back. Defender Pablo Garcia, the first one there.
And here's a replay, Mark. Great throw.
There's the replay of the 3rd down play 2 plays ago.
Great catch. He almost broke it. He just was
1st and 5.
But that play there, Mark, might be exactly what the Bulldogs need to get themselves back into this game.
That was a 40-yard completion. And by the way, you heard the penalty was against Lopez, so that's a 5-yard penalty and move it up to the 32-yard line. So that last play, that short run by Diaz did not count. It's first down and 5 from the Lopez 32. And the ball is loose in the backfield. So misconnection on the handoff. I think Garza, the quarterback, fell on it, but it's going to be a loss of yards.
And these are the little things that the Bulldogs cannot afford to have. It's been happening all game long. You've got to develop a little bit of consistency. Get the momentum on your side.
So loss of 6. It'll be 2nd and 11. McAllen student body. And Garza wants to throw. Going to throw over the middle. Caught in stride at the 25. Now darts outside at the 15, at the 10. One man to beat. Touchdown! Touchdown Bulldogs! Mason Nava, 38-yard strike from Garza.
What a big play, Mark. And that's what the Bulldogs needed. Didn't take them long. Get a little confidence on their side. We can do this. You see a lot of smiles on the sideline by everyone. And that's got to inspire the Bulldog defense. Now they have a purpose. We got to go out there and get a stop.
There's the extra point try. Good snap and hold. Kick is up and away. And no good. No good. Diaz was the kicker. The kick is no good, so it scored 19-6, but the Bulldogs back in it. Terrific play there. 38-yard touchdown by Mason Nava. Here's a look at it once again. And we'll show you that replay in a moment. Let's take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Here at Bogus Ford, it's all about family. And this has been a family-owned business since 1933. Yeah, it's a long time, right? So treating you like family is very important to this family. We think you'll agree. It's better at Bogus.
And welcome back to Football Night in McAllen. Mark May with Mario Reyna. The Bulldogs are on the board. A 5-play, 80-yard drive and 2 big plays on this. A 40-yard strike to Lewis, and that helped set up that play. A touchdown of 38 yards to Mason Nava. Brian Garza's first TD pass of the year. Nava's first touchdown catch. And the Bulldogs on the board, still trailing 19-6 here in the third quarter. And Lopez touches the ball. It's a live football picked up at the 15 and goes down at about the 18-yard line. Just a 3-yard return for Ramos. And Bulldogs fired up right now. This could be definitely a momentum shift in this game.
Let's see how quickly the momentum can change on a couple of fantastic offensive plays. It just lights up everyone.
You know, we talked to Coach Kevin Brewer during the week, and he talked about his quarterback Brian Garza. He said, you know, he's looking really sharp in practice and everything, really picking up the offense, and you know, expecting bright things from this young man. And the first half, the offense kind of sputtered a bit, but here in the second half, they found some new life as Gomez has a big hole and then loses the football. I think they're ruling that a live ball, and the Bulldogs have it. That ball came out, and it's Bulldog football.
And as I always say, Mark, what happens after a turnover is what really makes a turnover. Can the Bulldogs capitalize? They're going to get it, at their own, 28-yard line?
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10. It was Mallard, the defensive back, who fell on the football. And the Bulldogs have it. And this is now they're playing Lopez ball right now. They're getting good field position.
The Bulldogs don't look like they were the same in the first half. those passing, 2 successful passes, it will open up your running game.
That's our first turnover of the game, by the way. They try to run this end around. That's not going to gain much. Going to be lose yardage actually back to the 31. That was Mason Nava who scored the touchdown on that
Ramos and Paulo Garcia doing a great job of not being fooled by that misdirection. There's the fumble.
So a loss of 4 on the play. Second down, 14. Got a wing left, 1 man in the backfield, that's Diaz. Now a split to the right. Now a flag down.
Before the play, false start, offense.
So that will make it a 2nd and 19 mark. First you have a play for a 4-yard loss, and now you have a penalty.
So 2nd and 14 becomes 2nd and 19. Might be able to hear the Mackay drum line out there right now. Okay, here they go, 2nd and 19. Shotgun snap to Garza. Gonna throw it over the middle, and it's intercepted. Intended for Nava and picked off at the 19-yard line by Lopez. And on that play was Andrew Flores, the receiver who, I guess, doing double duty as a defensive back. He was also caught a touchdown pass in this game, now has an interception.
And he also recovered a fumble. He's all over the place. And that hurts, but there was a flag. That one Cantu threw the ball right up the middle, and a good defensive play by a good athlete.
After the play, 8-0 purple, unsportsmanlike. 15 yards.
Another penalty. Those 15-yarders are big penalties. But even though you throw an interception mark, the ball at the 25 is not as bad. But those penalties hurt.
So that'll move it up from the 18 to the 33-yard line. 8:03 to go here in the third. Been an exciting third quarter. Mackay has a touchdown, then recovered a fumble, but then threw an interception. So Lopez has it right back. Handoff up the middle, gets about 3 yards. A couple of Mackay players in there on that one, including Malachi Dames. Mason Brewer in there as well. Or excuse me, Mason Brewer.
Any relations to Coach Brewer?
Yeah, that's his son. The defensive end out there. So 2nd down and 9 after a gain of 1. It's a 3-step drop, gonna throw this, and it's caught, slant route at the 44-yard line, caught by Jesus Galvan. That should be enough for a first down.
Lopez has surprised me today, Mark. I was told that they like to run the ball, but they've had their passing game going.
Certainly a lot of fans in the stands having a good time here on this Friday night football season opener for both teams. Big hole here for Gomez as he runs up across the midfield stripe up to about the 49-yard line. So he's in Mackay territory after a gain of 7 on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and short now. I think they're doing the fan cam once again. Fans see themselves up on the scoreboard.
You know, once they recognize they're on the fan cam, they get excited, they start dancing and smiling. And even the adults enjoy being on camera.
Yeah, 2nd down, officially 4. And Cruz out of the eye will hand it off to Gomez. Gomez hit, surges forward, gets the first down up to about the 43. Brought down by a couple of Mackay defenders, including Sebastian Buitron, a defensive end.
And we have another flag.
See the Mackay drum line there on the track.
This flag could be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Lobos.
This Mr. Jason Dunn, by the way, the band director for the Mackay Mighty Marching Band.
Okay, offsetting 5.
Sportsmanlike, and they'll just be disqualified.
Yeah, you're only allowed one, so to speak. Kind of like a soccer's yellow card. If you get a second one, you are out of the game.
Result of the play is a first down.
So they picked up 5 yards and a first down for Lopez. Yeah, Mackay Drumline was at the press conference they held yesterday. You heard Dr. Gonzalez, our superintendent, talking about earlier where McAllen ISD announced its partnership with Dairy Queen for the field naming rights. Good play there for Mackay. Sebastian Buitron once again.
Fended off the offensive lineman.
That was no gain.
You know, Lopez is not very fancy. How many plays have they run just right up the middle? Right up the middle, or left tackle, right tackle? They're pretty much, I'm sure they're easy to scout mark, but they're not easy to stop.
That's a good point. There's the DQ Blizzard. Happy to be here at DQ Fan Field. Big Mac happy too. Lady Mac's out there somewhere. Handoff, this is Gomez. Gomez again hit at the line of scrimmage, and Mackay's defense really stiffening here. As again, no gain. He'll bring up 3rd down.
Jordan Lopez, also Malachi
Dames. Yeah, got that stop in there. I think there's a timeout. An official's timeout, that is. 5:06 to play here in the 3rd quarter. You see players trying to stay hydrated, a bit humid. Always humid, especially in August and early part of September here in the fall. They're about ready to resume action now. 3rd down and 10 here for the Lobos. They've done pretty well on 3rd down, 4 for 6. And they've done it mostly on the ground tonight. They've only thrown 6 passes, completing 4 of them. All the rest have been runs. This unusual formation here, you're going to see a spread formation, shotgun for the first time. The Cruz gets the shotgun snap, it's going to hand this off. It's a sweep to the left side, breaks a tackle, 1st down and more, all the way down inside the 30-yard line as Jordi Gutierrez, the big run there.
There's a flag mark. I think it's going to come back on an illegal block.
During the play, 8-0 wide with a hold. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Did he say twice with a hold?
I think so.
He held somebody twice? You can only be penalized once, but interesting.
I think he said 8-0.
Oh, 8-0 with the hold.
White with the hold.
So, yeah, that'll move it back 10 yards.
But why doesn't he just say 8-0? We know. He pointed to the offense, but it's okay. I'll talk to Andy about that. He's been officiating like for 50 years.
So 3rd and short becomes 3rd and 14 now. They go out of the shotgun again, trying to set up the screen. They're going to hit it, screen left, pass some room, then bounced out outside the 40-yard line. They'll be well short of the 1st down. So the Bulldogs hold them here, force about a 4th and about 6.
Please gun me.
You might see the punting unit come out.
Gagne did a good job of not committing. He smelled out that screen pass.
Yeah, they picked up 11 yards, but still well short of the 1st down.
And you know who the punter is, Mark? Mr. Do-It-All.
Who's that punter?
Number 80.
Oh, Flores. There's a whistle. Now, Flores is a touchdown, a fumble recovery, and an interception in this game?
Yep. And he's had quite a good game.
Oh, Big Mac and Mr. Blizzard having a good time here.
Delay game on the
Imagine
offense.
how hot it is
Still
inside
fourth
that suit.
I bet those little Bulldogs were in awe if they got to walk by Mr. Blizzard there.
Oh, yes.
Here's the punt. And Lopez going to let this one roll. Taking a big Lopez roll all the way down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. So it's a punt of 32 yards with no return. And Mackay with 3:53 to play in the third quarter will set up again. They scored on their first possession of the quarter. The trail right now 19-6. But the defense has played well, and so has the offense here in the second half. So Bees in there along with Garza. And Garza hands off to Bees, and there's a fumble now, and it's loose on the floor. Lopez picks it up. Lopez recovers the fumble. It's the second turnover on Mackay. Pablo Garcia, defensive lineman, falls on that, and the Lopez offense will come right back out there.
Is that the first turnover of the game, Mark?
That's the second turnover on Mackay. Lopez has one. They've got an officials timeout now with 3:47 to go here in the third quarter. So we take a look at that replay once again. You see the ball just probably knocked out by one of the Lopez defenders. And then a good recovery there by the defensive lineman Garcia.
Pablo Garcia. The right place at the right time.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
At Rio Bank, our goal is to help you grow and prosper with the right financial tools, quality customer service, and banking done with honesty and integrity. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
And welcome back to DQ Fan Field. And District 36A this year. District 36A this year has a new lineup with the three McAllen teams still in there, and of course two of the La Jolla schools stayed in there, and Juarez Lincoln and La Jolla High School. And
the La Jolla schools have improved a lot over the last couple of years, Mark, and Mission's going to be a pretty good team.
Yeah, Mission Eagles back in it under second-year coach Goy Detmer. And then two PSJA schools join the lineup now, PSJ Bears and the North Raiders, as we go back to action 1st and 10 here for Lopez. And this is Barrera on the carry. They started at the 15-yard line. He carries to about the 13, a gain of 2 on the play.
As far as the PSJ schools coming into the district, Mark, the PSJ Bears had a real good year last year, and the Far North Raiders, they struggled. And we know that the head coach for the Raiders from Far North is a former offensive coordinator for Coach Bill Littleton from the Memorial Mustangs. That would be a pretty good ball game when you're coaching against your mentor.
Mm-hmm. We could see Coach Kevin Brewer out there right now in the gray shirt, in the middle of your screen. In his 6th year as head coach of the Bulldogs, took him into the playoffs last year. But had a little bit shaken up on the play, but he's coming off.
And we know that the Bulldogs were going to have their starting quarterback from last year, Aaron Nixon, returning. but decided not to play because I think he wants to focus on baseball. And you don't blame him. He's got a scholarship, I think, since his freshman year to the University of Texas.
Good. Best of luck to Aaron Nixon, a top athlete. And here's District 36A. We're talking about the new look 36A after UIL revised lineups this year. The 3 McAllen schools stay in there. Juarez, Lincoln, and La Jolla High are in there. Palmview has dropped down to 5A. Mission High is back, and 2 newcomers from 31-6A is PSJ Bears and the PSJ North Raiders, which we'll see later this season as we go back to action. Lopez throws it on 2nd down, and it looks like it's caught. It was looked like it might have been trapped, but it was caught by Jordi Gutierrez down around the 6-yard line.
On that one, Marks. Let it come to the booth. We know we don't have instant replay, but we like to have fun with it.
Oh yeah, we have instant replay up here. It just doesn't impact the game. 3rd down and 2 now. They'll go with an I backfield as Cruz going to call his own number and surge to the 5-yard line. Looks like he has enough for the 1st down.
Brought down by a host of Bulldogs.
So he needed the 5 and he got it. So a 1st down and goal now for the Lopez Lobos.
4th down and 1 for the Lobos.
Are they saying he's short? Yeah, they're marking him short now, just short of the 5. Well, they have the ball on the 5, but I guess he needs to get the nose of the football just beyond the 5.
Get ready for the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, so 4th and inches now. And they'll go for it here.
No.
They're going to hand this off. This is Gomez trying to bounce it outside. Surges in and goes into the end zone for a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown of the game. And Lopez extends their lead to 25-6.
That's why I don't coach, Mark.
Yep, 25-6 lead. Gomez with his 2nd touchdown of the game. That looked like a mirror image of his 1st touchdown in the 1st quarter.
And perhaps the Bulldog defense was expecting the quarterback to.
And that was a 4th and inches. Yeah, that's what I was expecting as well. Here's the extra point try. Is up and good. And Ramirez now 3 for 3 on his extra points. They have a safety and a field goal as well. And Lopez leads at 26-6 here in the 3rd quarter with exactly 2 minutes to play. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back on more Football Night in McAllen right after this. And we're back here at DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, opened up in 1976. The showcase for McAllen ISD and athletes from all over the Valley and South Texas.
You know what, Mark? I'm going to go get me a blizzard after the game. I keep hearing the DQ Fan Field, and then you have the mascot. What's the name of the mascot? Do you know? Is
Mr. Blizzard?
Mr. Blizzard?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's out there somewhere. We saw him on the sideline as this kickoff gets away from Mackay, and they pick it up at the 1-yard line, trying to run it out now across the 10, and now it's hit as he gets up to the 18-yard line. Almost a disaster for the Bulldogs, but Felipe Magana did not panic and went and chased that ball down, picked it up at the 1. Was also conscientious not to let his knee touch the ground.
I thought
he
did.
Meant he would have been down. Well, I think his knee touched, but then he lifted it up before he picked up the ball.
His knee was down.
We got it right.
Ooh. So his knee was touching.
That's what I thought from up here initially, and I said, well.
So they're going to mark it. Now, when his knee was down, he was in the end zone. We'll take a look at the replay here.
Let's take a look at the replay. Mark.
He's in the end zone when his knee touches down, but it's where the ball is, and we'll see where the ball.
He was down in the end zone
yeah,
with the ball. Was on the
I don't think his knee touched actually.
Picked it up with his knee down.
His knee was very close, but he kind of stretched out his left leg. I don't think the knee actually touched. But I can understand how the officials would call that, and they're going to rule it down where he was touching the ball, which is the 1 yard line.
Are going to look at it when they have an opportunity to see this broadcast. That's what they love about our broadcast, Mark.
Oh, and this snap goes past the quarterback and out of the end zone. This might be a safety, but let's see if the
offsides, defense.
There was a whistle. Yes.
Offsides, defense.
Yeah, I think the center, I think, snapped it because he saw a defender jump offside.
Smart play.
And that's why Garza didn't appear ready for it. As we take a look at the play once again, you can see, the knee does not touch, but does part of his shin touch. And I think any part of the body other than the hands or the feet is considered down. Obviously very, very close there. And here after on a 1st and 5, the Bulldogs run this out of the gun up to about the 6 yard line. So that's going to be the line of scrimmage, so no gain. Yeah, good work by our photographers too to capture that, wasn't it? We had a perfect angle.
That photographer was ready.
And looking at it again, I think maybe part of his shin did touch, and that is considered down.
Well, since
so
I know,
we'll give that one to the refs.
I know 4 of the 5. I'll ask him to give me the real interpretation later.
They did credit Mackay with 1 yard there, so 2nd and 4. Throw it over the middle. It's caught. Now he got a first down at the 20 and off to the races. Now at the 30. Past the 35 to the 37. Ball comes out, but after he was down by contact, and it's a big 31-yard gain there for the Bulldogs. And the cheerleaders have something to get happy about.
And you're quickly out of the hole with that quick pass.
Yeah, 31-yard gain off the catch by Jackson Helmkamp. And Garza really good with those timing routes we've seen tonight.
And you can see why Coach Kevin Brewer was praising him during the week.
And you could see the
timeout
runner clearly down by contact there when the ball came out, as the Bulldogs here call a timeout with just under 39 seconds to play in the third quarter. A 26-6 deficit, but Mackay's offense has come to life here in this third quarter, and they're moving the football again right now. Their passing game has really been effective here in this third quarter.
Kevin Brewer played college football at TCU.
Well, Coach Kevin Brewer in his 6th year, came down from the Dallas area, take over the head coaching duties in 2013. Took the team to the district title in his very first year. Now here the Bulldogs back to action now. 1st and 10 at their own 37. Lopez blitzes. It's a handoff out of the backfield. A good call against that blitz, and some good yardage there for Bees. Yeah, Bias gets it up to the 41-yard line, gain of 4. So now 2nd and 6. Play action, Garza to throw it over the middle into coverage, but it looks like it was caught. And it was complete right at the 50-yard line, caught by Ed Castillo. And we've reached the end of the third quarter, so after 3, it's Lopez 26 and Mackay 6. And time now for the smile cam. He's doing her best to smile while playing the flute. Some other fans in there, they're smiling. Bulldogs have some things to smile about here in this third quarter. Everybody enjoying the smile cam.
Hey, check out the kiddos.
All right, and we're back for the fourth quarter now. Teams have switched in, so Mackay now moving from right to left. Pass is incomplete. Looked like it was intended for Nava.
And Nava was open, and you got to give credit to Brian Garza. Even though he overthrew, he patted his shoulder pad saying, "That's my fault." And that's a sign of a good quarterback, Mark, that you're willing to take responsibility for a bad play.
Yeah, we saw a shot of Nava, number 84, a moment ago, just a sophomore. Caught the touchdown pass from 38 yards from Garza earlier in this second half. We've got an officials timeout right now with 11:55 to go here in the fourth. And let's go ahead and take a quick break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Don't miss out. Make sure you follow McAllen ISD on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is the best and quickest way to catch important information about McAllen ISD schools. Plus, you can see the latest videos. So get in touch with McAllen ISD.
And welcome back to Football Night at McAllen. Mark May with Mario Reyna. And some totals here for you through three quarters. Lopez 120 yards rushing, 54 passing for 174 total yards, 11 first downs. For Mackay, they've had a tough time running the ball tonight, minus 18 yards at this point, but they're great through the air, 152 yards through the air, so 134 total yards and 6 first downs. You see the fans all quiet here during this officials timeout.
Lots of purple out there.
Yeah, a lot of purple and gold. And we see the Mackay schedule opening tonight with Lopez. Then they've got Edinburgh North, a road game next week. It'll be a Thursday night game. Then the Harlingen South Hawks, they'll be playing them on a Thursday. Then they have an off week before they start district play against the Nicky Rowe Warriors. That should be a good one. Mission Eagles play next, then La Jolla Coyotes, Memorial Mustangs. That'll be a good one on October 19th. The PSJA Bears come in. That's an old rivalry there that goes back decades. The Bulldogs and the Bears be on October 25th. Then as we get into November, the Juarez Lincoln Huskies come to the stadium. And on November 8th, a Thursday, they wrap up the regular season on the road against the PSJA North Raiders. And Bulldogs facing a 2nd and 10 now at the 50-yard line. Trying to come back in this game as they trail by 3 scores. Garza out of the gun. Going to hand this off. Escapes a tackler in the backfield. That's Lewis with the carry. And Lewis down to the Lopez 46-yard line before he was brought down by defensive lineman Alan Martinez.
And early in the year, Mark, I think the offenses are the ones that struggle more than the defenses. Struggle with consistency.
Now Lewis, who's listed as a wide receiver, he'll play out of the running back spots and listed and lined up in the slot on this play. So we've got a whistle. And you can see the
before
frustration.
Before the play, false start, offense.
That's the 7th penalty on the Bulldogs here this evening. Mackay steppers. The tradition goes back to about 1972, I think.
Actually, you're right about
release, doing a good job.
You're right about the PSJA and the Mackay rivalry, because even the Steppers and the Barretts had their little grudge match.
Garza going to throw long and well covered, and it's intercepted by Alex Rivera. And that's the 3rd turnover against the McAllen Bulldogs here tonight. Was trying to hit Helmkamp on the left side of the field. And so it'll be 1st and 10 Lobos at their own 28-yard line. 10:50 to play here in the 4th quarter.
It's an only me, Mark, but compared to last night's game, this game has been a little bit slower. Or do you feel it's the same?
This one's had a little more passing.
And
so more stops. Man goes in motion. They fake to the motion man, hand off to the up back. Looks like Gomez, and Gomez, or correction, actually, that's Campos, and he carries it up to the 30-yard line, but there is a flag down.
We have an illegal shift on the offense.
So that'll move it back 5 yards, so.
We'll play 1st and 15.
I'll move it back to the 23-yard line. Of course, Lopez playing with house money at this point. They've got a 20-point lead. Just want to take time off that clock. Both the Lobos have all 3 of their timeouts left. Bulldogs have 2 timeouts. Okay, I backfield with a receiver split wide left and wide right.
We have delay on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll play 1st and 20.
So now they'll start the clock again. Now they've had 10 yards in penalties, so it's gone to 1st and 20. They're back at the 18-yard line. Yeah, Lopez, a tough running team. And you're right, Mario. They're very predictable, but what they do it very well. And here's Campos on the run, up to about the 21-yard line. And a tackle on the play, defensive back Trip Potter. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 17. See members of the McAllen defense. Okay, 2nd and 17. We're going to hand this off again. Campos, and Campos up to about the 23-yard line, picks up 2 more. And I think Lopez content just to try to run time off that clock.
And you know, Mark,
3rd and long.
Lopez looks like there might be a playoff team. I understand there's like 10 teams in that district. 5A district.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a 10-team district. District 16 5A, I believe it is.
Are they playing with Mercedes and Ed Couch? Brownsville veterans?
So this is Lopez's only non-district game right here.
Oh, okay. Well, they certainly do look like they're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, they were 8-3 last year, went into the playoffs. As Campos again gets it up to the 25-yard line. The stop made by Boitron. So it'll be 4th down and long. But yeah, Lopez just running time off the clock. Clock is moving at 8:16 to play. And Lopez up 26-6. So Flores in there to punt. Here comes a McAllen player. Just barely gets it off. McAllen player may have even gotten a piece of that, but it does take a Lopez bounce and will be killed at the Lopez 46-yard line. So excellent field position here for the Bulldogs. They got 7:56 to work with, so still time on the clock for McAllen to come back in this game, but obviously it has to start right now. They've got good field position to work with. So 2 receivers left, 1 right. McAllen will go into kind of a hurry-up offense here. They go play action. Garza wants to throw it deep on the right side. And it's incomplete. Now a flag comes in. This could be pass interference intended for Marroquin. And it looked like the defender never turned around. That's something they'll throw the flag every time if the defender doesn't turn around and the ball's in the air.
That's the best way to put it, Mark. When you're not playing the ball, you're usually going to get a penalty. It's an easy call.
Offensive pass interference on 1-4 White. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Andy's going to have to correct himself. I think he said offensive pass interference.
There's a look at the replay.
Yeah, clearly not playing the ball.
You could see, the defender never turned around and then ended up shielding and preventing the receiver from making a play on the ball. So a 15-yard penalty, first down at the 31-yard line. Play action, Garza back to throw, but he's being harassed and he's going to get sacked.
And you know who, right? That guy's had a great game himself.
Yeah, 2 players in there, Pablo Garcia and also 56, Jerry Alvarado, get in there on the sack.
And that Lopez defense, Mark, they come from all over. Makes it real difficult on the quarterback. They have no idea. Constant pressure.
They lose 14 yards on the play. So that's 2nd and 24 now. So shotgun snap to Garza, gets rid of it this time. It's tipped and incomplete. Intended for Marroquin. That'll bring up 3rd down.
I think we have another flag, do we?
Yeah, Marroquin, a tall, lanky receiver. I think there is a flag. Clock stopped at 7:04. Mackay with 2 timeouts to work with. And if they can get something big on this next play, of course, depends on the penalty. They might consider making the 4-down territory. Mackay cheerleaders under Coach Jennifer Rodriguez.
And I'm real proud of Coach Jennifer, not only for the job that she's doing, Mark, but because she had some problems with her weight. I think she's lost close to 100 pounds. And I saw her at halftime. I saw her down there at halftime. She's looking fantastic, and it's a thing. So proud of her because she realized she had to do something, and her willpower to do something like that. Because I follow her on Facebook. So hats off goes to Jennifer Rodriguez for a great job she does with the cheerleaders, and also with a great job of what she did on a personal note for herself.
That was a 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs, so it moves it back to their own 40-yard line, and they're now a 2nd down and 39. As Garza is being flushed out of the pocket, running for his life to the right side, turns the corner a little bit, and gets up to about the 45-yard line, so it picks up about 5 yards, but it'll be 3rd and forever.
Yeah, good way to say it, Mark. I didn't even think the scoreboard you could put a 2nd down and a 39. But I guess digital scoreboards, you could probably put 2nd and 99.
The Big Mac.
What do you have in your playbook, Mark, when you got a 3rd and 34?
3rd and 34. They tried Nava again, over the middle. That timing route. Here's a Garza, back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, now he's going to get sacked. And the ball came out. Ball's loose at the 40. A couple of players have fallen on it, one for each team. I think Mackay got it back though. And it looks like it was recovered by the offensive lineman, James Santos. But it's a loss of 5 yards on the play, and it brings up 4th and 39.
Number 33 defensively, also having a great night for the Lobos. Pablo Garcia, we've called his name many times.
Okay, so they'll bring out the punting unit. The Amador, the punter. Lewis is in the gun. The up back. Alvador's punt is going to be high and deep and take a big Bulldog bounce, and picked up by Lopez at the 25. Running up ahead to the 30, has a little bit of room, and then hit, knocked out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Now a flag comes down, and this could be a hit out of bounds. We'll see what this is, but there is a flag over there right where the returner, Ramos, was knocked out of bounds. Lopez 41. Clock is at 5:54 to play here in the 4th quarter. Lopez up by 26-6.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds.
It's about the 4th. Unsportsmanlike penalty of the game, this officiating crew doesn't have problems throwing penalties for that, and that's where it happened right there.
Oh yeah, you can see it there on the replay, what happened. So that'll move it up to the 44-yard line in Bulldog territory. This quarter, by the way, being brought to you by Performance Therapeutics.
You know, Mark, over the years on the rules for football, all of a sudden they changed to calling out the number of the player with the infraction. And I wonder why they did that. I wonder if it's wanting to say, I don't want to hear my name, and it would cut down on the penalties, especially for sportsmen. I know I wouldn't want people to know that I made the penalty that cost my team a touchdown, so I wonder what the thought process was.
Maybe it's a page out of basketball's playbook where the players raise their hands if they've been called for a foul. But yeah, I kind of disagree with it a little bit. I think, you know, high school, they should remain anonymous in that situation. But maybe you're right. Maybe it is trying to deter penalties if you name the culprit. That was Campos on the last 2 carries, gets it up to the 43-yard line, so it'll be up 3rd down. It's a new quarterback in there right now for Lopez here in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Well, I'm sure on Monday, the McAllen ISD football teams are going to be working hard, Mark, because they had a pretty rough week. 0 for 3, and they got beat pretty solidly in all 3 games.
Yeah, 3rd down and 8. They hand this off. It's going to be bottled up for no gain. Terrific stop there by Mackay.
The good news is, Mark, that district championships are not won in non-district contests.
By the way, it was Donovan Guetta and Dames that got in there on that stop. It's going to force Lopez to punt the football. So it's 4th down and 7 yards to go right now. Mackay's just used their 2nd timeout. New quarterback in there for Lopez, number 4, senior Manny Ramirez. But they'll probably bring out the punting unit following this timeout. I believe the next Mackay game that we'll have here on Football Night in McAllen will be when they open up district play against the Nicky Road Warriors. That should be a shootout.
On the DQ fan field, lots of excitement, Mark, and the scoreboard. I just saw the mayor sending out a message about the district of choice. And
yeah, he was real impressed. He said he was impressed, but not surprised that the district got the A, because he's been familiar with their excellence for a long time. And Mayor Darling, very supportive of McAllen ISD, does a great job running the city. As we see this punt goes into the end zone, that's going to come out to the 20-yard line. Just the 2nd punt tonight for Lopez. 4:21 to go in the game. Mackay down to its last timeout. They trail 26-6.
Thank you, Mr. Canales.
I just heard over the announcement that some girl named Valeria won the $100 on that field goal that was kicked at halftime by Principal Albert Canales from Mackay.
Well, that's great to see. Here we go, 1st and 10. Mackay at their own 20-yard line. Garza calls for the ball. Flushed out of the pocket now. Going to throw toward the sideline. Man is wide open, caught at the 45. He's taking off. He's at the 40. Only one man chasing at the 30. At the 10. And it's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. What a quick strike by the Bulldogs. 80 yards from Garza to number 18, Felipe Magana.
And I tell you, that's what Coach Brewer's talking about. What a nice play right there by Brian Garza. He bought some time, Mark. This is where he bought some time right there, and he scrambled, and having the ability to see downfield and throw the ball right on the money, that's talent.
Lining up for the extra point now. Second touchdown pass of the night for Garza.
They're actually going for 2.
Oh, they're going for 2 now. You're right. Yeah, down 26-12. So Garza from the 2-yard line.
And there's another penalty.
And they had an offensive lineman move.
For the play. False start. 51 purple.
That's the 10th penalty on McAllen tonight. I know that's something they'll want to address before district play comes around. So they'll go for 2 anyway from the 8-yard line. And now Lopez wants a timeout.
Lopez.
And you know, even this may be something Kevin Brewer just wants to work on his 2-point conversion. Because if you look at the math, they're down 14 right now. So even if they don't make it here, they're still only 2 scores down.
Yep, the coaches are always working, and that's what non-district and scrimmages are for. You do want to do well, but if you can correct all these mistakes, it'll be a different story for all these teams when it comes down to district play. And the Bulldogs, they do have 2 more non-district ball games, correct, Mark?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 2 more. Then they have an off week before they open district play against the Row Warriors on the 20th of September.
I think everybody's off that week from McAllen schools.
I think so.
Including us?
Including us, yes. We'll have a break. September 21st. Here's Garza wanting to throw toward the end zone. Caught 2 points! Great job there. He looked to the right and looked back to the left and fired it into Helmkamp for the 2-point conversion. Score now 26-14.
Coach Brewer's not happy that after the pass by Brian Garza, he was drilled right between the numbers. I don't think it was necessary, and he let Andy Scott know it. Take a look at this, Mark. As soon as he threw it.
Yeah, he kind of looked to the outside right, then looked back toward the middle and found Helmkamp.
You should have seen the animation by Coach Brewer. I don't know if he was in acting school or something, but he really showed. I mean, I was able to tell what he was talking about from way up here. And he even showed the motion, the throwing motion of the quarterback, and then he went back like he got whacked. And then
he was excited.
Andy Scott didn't react, and then he just said like, nah, it's not a good call. So get ready for the onside kick. I know the Lobos are ready. How many do they have up there?
Yeah, they've got 10 guys.
10 guys.
Up there near the 50-yard line. So they've definitely got their hands team out there. And you can see the kicker kind of positioning the tee a little bit, bring the ball a slight angle. So yeah, probably onside kick coming here with 4:05 to go in the game. Mackay with 1 timeout to work with. They need 2 scores here in the last 4 minutes.
Where's number 80?
So here we go. They kick it. There's 10 yards. They get a high bounce, but Lopez picks it up and immediately goes down at the 38-yard line. It'll be Lopez football. So Lopez doing a good job there to handle that onside kick.
Yeah, Jesus Peña doing a good job. What happens sometimes is that you get anxious and you want to catch it and run, and that's when you fumble.
So the Mackay defense will be out there. Now, things aren't over yet. If they can get a 3 and out here, they can still get the ball back with time to score 2 more times. Especially the way Garza's been passing tonight. Over 230 yards passing he has in this game with 2 touchdowns.
It's been a pretty nice game for him, being this is the first game he starts. He made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, that was
penalties and a lack of a running game has made it very difficult. but he's had some pretty good passes.
Yeah, that Lopez blitz has also harassed the Bulldogs here tonight.
Yeah, that 3-3 stack and 6 players, 3 of them linebackers that come from all over. Constant pressure.
Juan Ramos with that last carry, and the new quarterback Ramirez will hand this one off on second down. This gets about a 2-yard gain, and Juan Ramos on the carry once again, so bring up 3rd down and 6. And now an injury timeout is called. 4th quarter, 3:09 to go, so that stops the clock momentarily. It's actually a little bit of a break for Mackay there as the clock will stop. Works in their favor a little bit. The score 26-14 Lopez. Lopez has touchdowns from Gomez, their running back, has 2 scores tonight, short yardage. Then they have a touchdown catch. Andrew Flores got a 14-yarder from the quarterback, Jose Cruz. And then they added a safety, defensive tackle David Rodriguez, and then their kicker, Angel De La Garza, had a 32-yard field goal. And then in the 3rd quarter, they got a touchdown. Yeah, that was their 3 touchdowns. So that's all the points, 26 points right there for Lopez. And Mackay has their touchdown tonight from 2 touchdowns from Mason Nava and Felipe Magana. Both on touchdown catches of 38 yards to Nava and 80 yards to Magana. Both strikes by the quarterback Garza. Then they had a 2-point conversion, which was a pass from Garza to Helmkamp. So 26-14 our score.
And that Helmkamp last name rings a bell. I think a brother maybe played here,
yeah,
or
I
a relative.
think a sister played volleyball.
Sister. That's right. Several.
Outstanding volleyball player. And here's a handoff on 3rd down and 6. Hit at the line. Surges forward for a short gain, but it can be short of the 1st down. So Mackay's defense does its job out there. Roland Braseno, the big hit.
Timeout. Mackay.
And Mackay will use their last timeout.
That tells you head coach Armando Gutierrez for the Lobos is satisfied with this game. He decided not to throw the ball, just run the ball and put this game in the win column.
Yeah, Lopez, by the way, up to 135 yards on the ground tonight, 54 through the air. So you know they're a team that just likes to grind it out. We're at 2:42, clock stopped. Mackay out of timeouts, but they are getting the ball back. They can get a quick strike and then onside kick and get the ball right back. They'll have a chance to pull out a miracle win here. By the way, coming up right after the game, we'll have Jake Berry will host our post-game show down on the field. We'll have that coming up. He'll have post-game stats for you.
I will go and listen to him from the Dairy Queen mark.
Fourth down, Flores in there to punt the football. He's going to send this one high and deep, going to be filled at the 25-yard line, gets by the first tackler, now cuts inside at the 30, up to the 35, and then pulled down from behind. That was Lewis with a dangerous-looking return there, albeit a short one. It looked like he was just one broken tackle away from breaking that one.
And that was Jerry Alvarado.
So Bulldogs will have it at their own 36-yard line. Last time they had the football, it was only one play. They went 80 yards, 80-yard pass to Magana for a touchdown. So they've shown the some explosive power in this game. Let's see what they can do here. Lopez again in that 3-3 stack. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Shotgun snap to Garza. Has plenty of time now. Now being flushed out a little bit. He's going to throw this one away.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Great job by the secondary, the safeties.
Yeah, and a heads-up play by Garza not to take the sack, which would have resulted in loss of yards and loss of down. and loss of time. So 2:22 on the clock, 2nd down and 10. BS in the backfield with Garza. BS will stay in the block as Garza runs back. He's being flushed out of the pocket now. He's going to, again, throw it away, kind of a push pass, like a chest pass in basketball, basically.
Yeah.
He just threw that one out of bounds, and it'll be 3rd down.
That's when you wish you were a lefty, when you're scrambling towards that part of the sideline. But there were 7 actual defenders coming at him.
Yeah, it's difficult for a right-handed quarterback rolling out to his left to try to open up his shoulders enough to be able to throw it downfield. And Garza was in that unfortunate situation. So now 3rd and 10 from the McAllen 36. 2:15 on the clock. 4-down territory at this point. And here's a draw play. And Bias breaks one tackle. Flag goes down. Might be a face mask as Bias is pulled down at the 35-yard line. It's a loss of 1, but we'll see what the flag is about. Mitch Reinitz, I think, threw the flag.
Personal foul, face mask, 3-3 white. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So, yep, a face mask penalty. And that's a result in a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for McAllen right at the 50-yard line. You can see it right there as Bias's head kind of jerked a little bit. Usually indicates a face mask. Garza going back to throw again, being flushed out of the pocket. Lopez's pass rush just ferocious in this game. And Garza forced to throw it away once again. So it brings 2nd and 10 with 2:01 to play. And here the McAllen band playing bars from Will You Be My Girl. Here's Garza, 2nd down and 10. Good protection, going to fire long. 2 receivers down there, and it's incomplete. Nearly caught by number 84, Nava. He had a touchdown earlier in this game. Take a look at the replay, and we'll try and see what happened there. Some good defending on the play by Jesus Peña, 27.
And Brian Garza did the right thing, Mark. Give your receivers an opportunity, which he did.
So we'll go to 3rd and 10. So snap it to Garza, 3rd down. And offensive line not reacting. And Garza forced to throw it away. Not sure what happened there, but all of the offensive line stayed still as it was snapped to Garza, and Garza had to run the play. Now, sometimes it's your center that might forget the snap count and snap it too soon, but that's not necessarily a penalty.
I think we're going to have an intentional grounding on this one.
Yeah, there's a flag down.
Outside. I thought he was outside but the ball might not have gone past the line of scrimmage, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think it did. And the flag is down in that area where they might have thrown intentional grounding.
We'll see.
We got intentional grounding. Yep. Although the quarterback was outside the tackle box, the ball did not hit something beyond the line of scrimmage.
Good call by Andy Castro. I'm sure he
didn't know that. It's got to hit something beyond the line of scrimmage.
Oh, really?
Lost it down spot.
Of course, I guess that's not hard to do if air counts as something. So that's going to be a spot foul. So it'll be back at the 39-yard line. It's a loss of 11. And, of course, loss of down as well.
Let's see how many Lobos are coming this time.
So it's 4th and 21. McAllen with no choice to go for it here, and they're going to fire this one long the right side. Man is down there and incomplete. Was double covered. Good effort, though, by Magana, who caught that 80-yard touchdown strike earlier in the quarter, but unable to bring that one in. 2 Lopez defenders there on the play. and it'll be a turnover on downs with a minute 39 to go and Mackay out of timeouts. So Lopez really just needs to run about 3 plays, and this game will be over. And Lopez will improve to 1-0 on the 2018 season. Mackay will start 0-1, but like you pointed out, Mario, you don't win district or clinch a playoff berth in week 1.
I guarantee you the Mackay coaches are going to be busy reviewing film. And sometimes they start 2 hours after the game. I like this. They're just going to snap the ball and take a knee.
Yeah, Ramirez in there at quarterback. Yeah, just needs to snap it 3 times to put this game in the books. Second down and 12 now. Just need to snap it 2 more times. Clock moving at 1:09 to go in the game. Ramirez under center, victory formation, and he takes a second knee. And he'll just need to snap it 1 more time when the clock gets under 40 seconds. .35 seconds left in the game. 3rd down. Just need to snap it 1 more time. Here's our next broadcast, by the way. It'll be next week, a Friday night game. Friday, September the 7th. It'll be the McAllen Memorial Mustangs in their home opener against the Sherryland Rattlers, and that should be a real good game. It'll be a non-district clash between 2 Valley powers. And we'll have that game on for you. 7:30 kickoff. Be on the air at about 10 after 7. And we'll hope you enjoyed that one. But meanwhile, this one is over. Lopez snapped it the 1 more time, and the game is over. Brownsville Lopez 26, Mackay 14. And Lopez improves to 1-0 on the season, and the Bulldogs are 0-1. Both teams are in the playoffs last year, and both teams will still be fighting for playoff spots as the year goes on. Hope you enjoyed this one. Pretty exciting game, and 2 touchdowns for Mackay tonight. Brian Garza, by the way, 7 completions, 7 of 18 completions with 2 touchdown passes, 1 of 38 yards to Mason Nava. And the other one was 80 yards to Felipe Magana. So Mackay showing a lot of potential with their passing game here tonight. Their running game, they lost a lot of yardage on some sacks and some fumbles in the backfield. Had minus 28 yards rushing here tonight, which is the lowest they've had in a long time. But I'm sure that's something they'll be working on during the rest of the next week as they get ready to play the Edinburgh North Cougars. They'll be taking on Edinburgh North out of District 31 6A. We've moved into our sideline halftime show as Jake Berry will be taking over live from down on the field. See, he might even have an interview for you and everything, and he'll have some stats for you in the game as well. As tonight, it was the Lobos who took over early. They led 19-0 at halftime, and Bulldogs came back with 14 points in the second half. And just get the ball there late to try to get something going and maybe pull it to within 1 score, but unable to generate a first down. And Lopez ended up running out the clock and winning the game 26-14, the final score there. And we mentioned earlier, Lopez will be moving on to district play next week. They're in the 5A district down in the south or eastern part of the valley. And they'll be in a 10-team district, so they've got 9 district games. So that'll start next week. So district play already here for the Lopez Lobos, and they looked impressive tonight, coming all the way 75 miles from Brownsville to McAllen to compete, and played pretty well here tonight. And especially their defense looked really dominant. Their running game looked good, and they were able to put 26 points up on the scoreboard. Mackay, meanwhile, their defense held at certain times, especially in the second half. The defense came on and played really well, held Lopez to just 7 points in the second half. But the offense generating 14 points in the second half, but did fall into a deep hole early back in that first half when they were down by 19. So Mackay certainly has a lot of potential here to get better as the non-district schedule moves on. They've got Edinburgh North coming up, followed by Harlingen South, and then, as we mentioned, district play begins after an off week against the Hickey Row Warriors, and that'll be a good one right there. And they've got McAllen Memorial coming up later on in late October, and that's always a big barn burner there when the Bulldogs take on the Mustangs. And talked about the renewing an old rivalry as the PSJA Bears are back in the same district with Mackay, and they'll be playing later this year too. And we'll take a look at some highlights here in just a moment of this game here between Lopez and Mackay. By the way, Lopez touchdowns. Christian Gomez had 2 touchdown runs of 2 yards and 5 yards, and then Andrew Flores caught a 14-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback, Jose Cruz. As we take a look at some highlights here, and we see here, this is a big run here for a touchdown. That's the 38-yard catch by Mason Nava. And then here's Gomez with a big run here for Lopez. He got hit, fumbled the football, and Mackay recovered and seemed to be taking over. This was early in the third quarter. They had just scored, and they got the ball right back, but then Lopez, on the very next play, would intercept the football and stop Mackay from getting into the end zone and climbing any closer. But Mackay was able to regroup and get things going again. We saw here's a fumble here. There's several turnovers tonight. 3 turnovers for Mackay and 1 on Lopez. Everybody had a good time though. And those were our highlights. 80-yard touchdown pass also to Felipe Magana. But here now, let's go with the sideline show and our post game. Here is Jake Berry.
Hi, this is Jake Berry with the Sideline Postgame Show. I'm here with the principal for the McAllen Bulldogs, Mr. Oliver Canales. Earlier today at halftime, you kicked a field goal from probably about 45 yards out, and you were able to make that. How was that possible?
Yeah, I wish it was 45. You know what? Just tell me, look at the ball and look at the goal and just kick. So that's what I did. So that was it. So what we're going to do with that money is we're going to go ahead and donate to a Student of the Week. Student of the Week for Mackay right now is Valeria Stevens. Came into my office the other day, talked to her. Very good student, has a lot of grit, determination. Hopefully be a doctor one day, so I hope that $100 goes a little bit to help her with whatever she needs for her education.
Now, that was a kick sponsored by Performance Therapeutics. It's $100, am I correct?
It's $100.
All right, and going into that, I had to imagine there was a little bit of pressure there. I think you had a little limp afterwards.
Yeah, a little limp. So I'm not. I guess being a school principal, you kind of still think you're the kid's age. Yeah, I'm not the kid's age. So age is catching up to me a little bit, but still young at heart, I guess.
All right. Now, you were here for this game. This was a resilient team for Mackay. They fought through a lot of adversity in this game. Had 4 turnovers that they could have capitalized on, but just couldn't do it. The game didn't go their way tonight, but what was your overall impression?
I think really good. Good team unity. So I know the kids are going to come out stronger. They always come back and fight back. I know the coaches are going to go over film probably right away tomorrow and talk to the kids. But my kids are resilient. They're Mackay Bulldogs, so I know they're going to work on what they got to work on and come back next week with some fire on them.
Well, I appreciate you coming over here. Congratulations on your kick, that $100 going to your Student of the Week.
Student of the Week, Valeria Stevens. Thank you.
Valeria Stevens, thank you. And Coach Brewer's going to come over, but here's some stats for tonight. Brian Garza, 7 completions, but he had 232 yards of on those 7, 2 touchdowns. Mason Nava had a touchdown. Felipe Magana had a touchdown, 80-yard touchdown, and Jackson Helmkamp caught a 2-point conversion. I've got Coach Brewer. Coach, a tough loss, but you played a very good Brownsville Lopez team. You guys caused 4 turnovers. You just couldn't capitalize on those turnovers, converting them. But overall, what was your impressions tonight?
Well, first off, congratulations to Lopez. You said it. Heck of a football team. We knew that going in. That wasn't a surprise to us. That we knew they were a good football team. And we didn't give ourselves a chance for 3.5 quarters with mental mistakes. The penalties, the field position, the turnovers, you name it, and we did it wrong or badly. And we just got to give ourselves a better chance to be successful, and we will. We'll go back to work and fix things and give it a shot next week.
And speaking of next week, you got Edinburgh North next week. What do you guys have to do this week to kind of get ready for that? Right the ship.
Man, that's a good question, Jake. Really, to be honest, our focus next week at practice is going to be on us. And yeah, we're gonna work against Edinburgh North's defense and offense, but the main emphasis is going to be fixing us. We've got to fix the mental errors, the mistakes, the penalty. We've got to get all that fixed, or we're not giving ourselves an opportunity to be successful. So we're really going to focus on us next week.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it.
Coach Kevin Brewer of the McAllen Bulldogs. All in all on the night, putting a new quarterback in Brian Garza, 7 completions, but he had 232 yards and 2 TD passes, one of them coming late in this game. Great game for the McAllen Bulldogs to start out with against a very gritty, tough Brownsville Lopez team. They'll be playing Edinburgh North next week. We'll have that. We'll have highlights of that game next week. My name's Jake Berry for the staff. And everybody here at MITV, we'd like to thank you for watching the game, and we'll come back next week as we have Memorial.